100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, according to the news, we're going to be a little bit cooler today. Maybe even almost 10 degrees cooler than what it was. It was a hot one yesterday. Loved it. And we might even get a little bit of very, very needed rain. So be aware of that. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But this is an August to remember in terms of heat anyway. A lot of stuff to get to today. Let's see. There's something on Proctor Park I want to get to. We spoke with Testa. I want to talk about that this morning. Ryan Schmelz, Congress looking to ban members from trading stocks. This should be a no-brainer. This should be a no-brainer, and I will be shocked if it passes. We'll see what happens. Samantha Colosimo Testa, Councilwoman at Large, on proposed legislation on public nuisance abatement, graffiti removal, and a whole bunch of other stuff, including the great Alleyway. Yeah, the Alleyway. We'll talk about that. Ed Welch is in this morning. The annual car show for CABVI coming up. Ryan Nobles from NBC. And a whole bunch more that we have to get into here this morning, including Davey just sitting there shaking his head. What's wrong?
Nothing, just frustrated.
Is it a Mojo Wednesday?
Yes.
You're frustrated over... You can't be frustrated because Beth has just walked in.
Yeah, she can have my seat. I'll vacate.
Go to the other one then, and I want to talk to you about the New York Yankees with normally at this time, this would be Andrew Dominio screaming and yelling, but really not, because there was a big win yesterday. The Yankees looked really good yesterday.
Yeah, they did. The bats are finally kind of waking up, and Aaron Judge had a home run last night, and Jazz Chisholm and Cody Bellinger had a home run on Monday. Like I said, I didn't watch. I watched a little bit of the game, and then I turned it off, and then I ended up waking up and seeing they won.
The Mets, Pete Alonso, the Mets just exploded. I knew this was eventually going to happen. They played Atlanta really well this year. And I figured if it was going to happen, it was going to be last night, and it did. Alonso's now has surpassed Darryl Strawberry as the big home run hitter for the franchise.
Congratulations to what's his nickname? The Polar Bear?
Polar Bear. Yeah.
Polar Bear.
Yeah. Anyway, you think about it, he is meant to be in New York, so hopefully they can keep him there. We'll see what happens. Beth Irons, good morning.
Good morning. I got to leave the house like 5 minutes earlier. There's this one vehicle I end up getting behind that does like 5 miles below the speed limit. I'm like, seriously?
You know what I do with those people? Bump them in the back. Just bump them a little tap. A little tap.
I don't want to impact my insurance that way. I just take a deep breath and say, okay, the universe is telling me to slow down.
I just went through a whole thing with insurance, and we had a national insurance company, and we've switched to a local insurance company. So we switched to Utica National. And the whole bundle, right? Bundle your home and auto does save you money.
Yeah, we've done that for years.
But I had one of the national companies, Geico, and I had this. We were driving out of New York City maybe 3 years ago, and we just did not even. Yes, I'm flying. But everybody is. If you don't fly, you're gonna get bumped in the back.
Yep.
So we're coming out. This is just as you get on the thruway, and all of a sudden, the car in front of me darts to the left, and I'm like, I had no time to react, although I did react, luckily, and in the road. And it must have fallen off a tractor trailer. It was the size of a small desk in an office, like a small office desk. And so I'd say maybe about 3 feet tall, maybe 2.5 feet wide. The length was probably 5 or 6 feet. And it was compacted scraps, garbage, metal.
I mean,
compacted into a rect, and it must have fallen off a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
And I reacted as much as I could, and turned away from it. And
was there a tape recorder going in the car? Because that's how I would have reacted too.
Yeah, just right. Just caught the right side of the vehicle, and it hit hard. Anyway, there was damage done. We just figured that's debris in the road, and so my insurance company, I all of a sudden I get a cancellation from the National Geico Insurance Company.
Shocker.
And because we claimed it. And I call, and she said, "Oh, you mean it fell off the truck and onto your vehicle?" I'm like, "Well, kind of, yeah."
Yeah.
That's not really
Bounced
what happened.
on the road,
but it came off a tractor trailer. Okay, this is we're going to put this under no fault or whatever they call it, and you'll be just fine. So what I found out they must have done is they removed it from they took any charges away. But now that I've gone to another insurance company, that ding on our record saying that it's a comprehensive or whatever the insurance
is affecting your premium
is definitely affecting the premium.
Yeah.
So this insurance has gone up so much too in the last
they've
years.
gotten really they filter a lot of what even if it says they're going to cover it in the policy, they'll put it under like a neutron microscope and look at it.
Yeah.
Our daughter went through an experience. Oh gosh, it's got to be about 2 to 3 years ago now. Her and her boyfriend were traveling to the airport. This is out west, and had just bought the car. It was one of the smaller models. I couldn't even tell you the type of car that was. Going 65 miles an hour on their version of like the throughway.
Speed limit.
Yeah. And the basically the drive shaft like exploded and fell out of the car.
Out of their car.
Out of their car.
Wow.
Their first thought was that it was very early in the morning, so it was dark. So their first thought was that they had hit something in the road that they hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And of course, our first question is always like, "Oh my God, you guys are okay?" They're okay. They have AAA. We buy our daughter AAA.
Yeah.
Renew it every year for them. And long story short, it was actually what happened to their car was actually had been cited repeatedly as a problem with the manufacturer, a design flaw in the vehicle, but they still had to fight. I mean, and they had only made maybe 3 or 4 payments on this vehicle. It was brand new. And they got to hold of a mechanic to take a look at it. He goes, oh yeah. He says, I see.
Yeah,
we're starting to see this a lot in this particular vehicle.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting a settlement, but they had to fight for it.
Yeah.
And the settlement wasn't enough to pay off what they still owed on the vehicle. And they've gone on to other vehicles at this point. But it's just like even when you're playing by the rules, they change the rules.
It is crazy, and it happens in those cases. It's almost you feel like I'm not going to claim this because
it's not worth
it's going to cost me more.
It's not worth the aggravation
and the trouble. Yep. But if you run into a situation where something really bad happens and you have no choice but claiming
God forbid somebody gets hurt,
you had better make sure you have solid insurance. Interestingly,
and a good lawyer,
and a good company. So we went with I don't mind saying Utica National and Forgo, and it's been a while because customer service was about an hour and a half long with Geico, and you have the app. So it's nice to be able to call up somebody and
have a
Forgo
person answer the phone
and have somebody there for you and taking care of the situation.
Especially when it's something like insurance, because usually 99 times out of 100, if you want to contact your insurance carrier, it's because something happened. It's not to say good morning.
Right.
It's not to, know.
And we also found out that when we were going through our current homeowners insurance, there were a whole bunch of issues that are just way outdated. For instance, God forbid something terrible happened and the house had to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
The
rebuild cost.
The rebuild, we weren't even at the halfway mark of what it would have cost us to rebuild.
Yep.
And we would have been
living
screwed.
in one of those little tiny homes.
Yeah.
On a trailer.
So it is. I still believe while you have all these conveniences and you can do it all on the app, to be able to make a phone call to somebody and say, what's going on here? Please help us, is awesome. That's why we have Davey here, as a matter of fact. You're listening, you're like, what in the hell is going on with this Keeler guy? And people can call Davey up, and he'll explain it to them that he's off his rocker. He's off his rocker.
Davey's the buffer.
Davey was here working like all day yesterday because there were transmitter issues and satellite issues yesterday. I swear it's like happens all the time.
It's going to happen more and more because the more stuff we put in the air that depends on radio waves and microwaves and all that kind of stuff. They
say it's the more stuff I put on the air that causes the problems. It could be. It very well could be, Davey.
Waves are waves.
Let me break. And Beth Irons is in here this morning. Of course, we are winding down, hard to believe, on the summer season when it comes to the farmer's market. And before you know it, the colors of fall will start to make their way in.
I've actually started seeing little splashes of things in trees.
Did you see the Halloween, that Halloween big store is not going into Sangertown this year. It's going into the Price Chopper Plaza where, what was it, Party Supply was over there? I'm pretty sure.
Party City.
Party City. And, I'm going to say our area and really central New York, we just invest a ton of money into Halloween. This is like Halloween and the money starts to flow. Yep. Halloween and Christmas.
Yep.
But these gigantic blow-up things you put in front of your house, I swear to God, you look at a place and the car is falling off the frame. I don't know how they can drive this car, but let me tell you.
But they have a 20-foot spider on the front lawn.
Spider
that gets plugged in every morning.
It's actually climbing the house. It's unbelievable. All right, quick break, and we'll come back at WIBX.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. 2 people are arrested in connection with the burglary at Vernon Verona Sherrill High School. Authorities say 18-year-old Aiden Varela and 18-year-old Aubrey Zabel, who are both former students, and a 16-year-old boy were involved in the crime last month. Employees say they found evidence of damage in the school. All 3 suspects were identified by surveillance cameras. Zabel and the 16-year-old were taken into custody, but an arrest warrant is still out for Varela. 2 men in Utica have pretrial hearings set for September 11th in the shooting and killing of a teenage girl. Back in November, 18-year-old or 19-year-old Keamoni Davis was shot and killed, according to Oneida County officials. Quadir Pinckney, 19, and 20-year-old Dion Ameti both appeared before Judge Michael R. Nolan for motion arguments on Tuesday. Both men are charged with second-degree murder, with Pinckney is additionally charged with attempted murder and multiple counts of weapons possession. A third individual has been indicted but not yet brought into custody. State police investigating a fatal car pedestrian accident on Route 8 in Bridgewater Monday night. A car struck and killed a person late Monday. So far, state police have not released the names. There is a bit of good news about the 7-year-old boy who was struck by a vehicle in Syracuse. Police say the child's health has improved slightly, and he's being listed now in critical but stable condition. Day 2 of the Herkimer County Fair is underway. It's Children's Day today. Rides open at noon. Kids Fire Mannix and the Garden Tractor Pull. The Jake Lozo Band plays tonight, 7:30 and 9 p.m. One of the stars of Broadway's smash hit Hamilton coming to Central New York this fall. It was announced at the end of the week on Friday. Lin-Manuel Miranda will appear at Hamilton College Monday, September 29th as part of the school's Great Names series. This event is taking place at 7 p.m. and being held at the Margaret Bundy Scott Fieldhouse. It's free and open to the public, and registration begins in early September based on a limited number of seats. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cold front's on the move. Going to bring in some nice changes after some 90-plus degree days and some record heat this week in spots. A few showers, thunderstorms today, especially this afternoon through this evening. Still close to 90. Heads up, could be some gusty winds with some storms. They'll still linger around tonight, especially early, upper 60s. And a few showers, thunder showers tomorrow. Small chance, 85. Friday, the pick day. The next 3, lots of sunshine, upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Yeah, we have partly cloudy skies right now, and it's already 70 degrees, so we have a bit of a warmer start today. New York Sash, if you're looking for windows, nobody does it better. Buy 2 New York Sash windows, get 1 free. Normally, this is done in the winter months, but you can take advantage of it right now. New York Sash has done a ton of work at our home and family members as well. When it comes to installing, they have the best employees, not contractors, not outside contractors, but employees who are trained to work with you on your home. And there's just nothing better. The windows are made for upstate New York weather, for our weather, whether it be warm in the summertime, keeping the heat out and the air conditioning in, or in the wintertime, when we get a winter like we had last winter, they have you completely covered. Go to New York Sash. You can see it all in their showroom, whether it's windows or doors or siding or bathrooms. You can see it all in their showroom on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, or you can check out their website at newyorksash.com. And, oh, by the way, they're doing their $25,000 home improvement giveaway, and there's a bit of a bonus for you. This is actually normally done during the home show, but it's an early bird opportunity for you to sign up. That is $25,000 in new windows, siding, or bath products professionally installed in your home. You can pick whatever you want. It could be maybe you have more than one bathroom that you want to have redone. Maybe it's all windows. Maybe it's a combination, but you've got $25,000 in credit if you win. Pretty cool. And we have a bit of a bonus for you if you sign up today, and all you have to do is go to the New York Sash website. It's newyorksash.com/win, and you can go there right now and sign up. The official rules are right there. There's no purchase necessary. And on the bottom, it will ask you, how did you hear about this? Just don't worry about that. Just click on Keeler Show. If you click on that, you'll be entered into another contest that'll be given away Labor Day weekend for a $500 Blackstone grill. No purchase necessary. One of our people. This is a bit of a bonus. A little bonus for you. One of our people will get a chance to win there, and that's an awesome grill. It's the griddle, where it's the flat top, almost like you're cooking in a diner. Everything from burgers to chicken. You can do everything on that. Even pancakes and eggs and bacon. I love it. I have one, but not the $500 Cadillac version. That's what you would have a chance at winning. Just click on Keeler Show. There's a little button, and submit it. You'll be entered into the $25,000 contest, and by adding that little Keeler Show element to it, it's a bonus for our listeners who could win the Blackstone Grill before the end of before fall gets underway, by Labor Day. The drawing will be coming up, so check it out. 639 WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and servicing Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Imagine this. You're coming down the stairs. You miss a step, but you catch yourself. And that's when you feel it. It's your knee, and it really hurts. Now you have to make a choice. The faster you see an orthopedic specialist, the sooner you'll be on your way to recovery. Choose Community Memorial Center for Orthopedics and get seen today at our new walk-in clinic in New Hartford. You'll get fast access to world-class orthopedic care. We have imaging on site, and you'll be treated by Dr. Rochelle Takamoto. She's one of the most respected orthopedists in the area, and she's done more VELYS robotic-assisted surgeries than any female physician in the world. So whether it's a new injury or a long-term pain in any joint, walk into our clinic today and get treated by one of the best orthopedic specialists in the area. That's Community Memorial Center for Orthopedics, with clinics weekdays in Hamilton and now every Wednesday at 83 Genesee Street in New Hartford. Visit orthoemergency.com.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mike Rowe to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, all right. I want to get into this here this morning. Mello Testa, I heard from him yesterday, and of course, we're talking about the Alleyway, and we'll speak with his daughter-in-law, Samantha Colosimo Testa, this morning about all of that stuff. But listen to this. This is Mello regarding Proctor Park. As you all know, I bring my grandchildren to the park almost every day on the golf cart. They love it. Today, they wanted to go to the infamous skateboard park, and this is what we found. And he's posted photos of spray-painted graffiti all over the skateboard park. FU, like gang stuff, and I don't even know what this stuff is. I don't even know what it means. Some of these things are kind of like in code.
Yeah, they all
so
have
that we don't know what it means. But total waste of taxpayers' money. I don't care if it was ARPA funding or city tax dollars, whatever. Mello says this was a big mistake, and it's never going to be what it was intended for. Whoever proposed this and supported it should be outraged, as I am. Better yet, why don't they come and monitor it? And when something like this happens, be responsible for cleaning it up. It is a damn shame, says Mello. And so the DPW had to go in and basically paint over the graffiti. That's the only way they could get rid of it.
Are skateboarders actually using it as a skateboard park?
I guess so. I don't know the answer to that, really, to be honest with you. But his grandkids wanted to go there to skateboard.
Right.
So, but, it was bad. So you just, the problem with all that ARPA money that I've found, and it's easy for us to armchair quarterback, I guess. But the problem is that we already have parks that are difficult to maintain.
Yep.
And it's like anything else. So what do? We add more that have to be maintained.
Yeah.
And we don't have the people and the budget.
Maintain what we've got.
To maintain what we have. What makes you think we're going to be able to maintain something new? Mm-hmm. And what a shame.
Well, and that's, any big project over, it's. You got to think about what has to happen behind the scenes, deferred maintenance and
down the road,
and insurances and staffing and all that stuff that makes it work.
It is just a shame. It'd be interesting to hear what people have to say about all of it. It's the skateboard park, and it's at Proctor Park. Great job by Utica DPW. They're under the gun. They're working on a shoestring as well because their budgets have been cut. So it's all what it is. What a shame. If you want to talk about it, 315-736-0186. and a thanks to Melotesta for pointing it out. Gators in Pennsylvania. I don't know what's going on here. Is the weather getting that warm? Gators in Pennsylvania, fishermen in Pennsylvania ended up hooking a 4-foot-long alligator while fishing, but then it got away. You kind of wonder.
It's probably
this,
how it ended up in Pennsylvania to begin with.
It could be. That's the other
They're
thing.
not take-home gifts when you go to Florida for vacation.
So it got away, and then it was caught by Carl Asplund, who runs Jupiter Alligator and Wildlife Sanctuary in Florida, and safely transported south. Here is the man that initially, the guy that initially caught it, now he is saying to people, I swear I saw it. But nobody believes him, right?
Well, and I've said for years.
So it's like a fishing story.
Yeah, if people knew what their neighbors kept as, quote, pets, unquote, they'd probably never leave their houses again.
Yeah, and it's probably that's how it ended up
and
getting.
It got too big to be in the bathtub anymore. So, well, you know, it's a wild animal. It can survive outside. Yep, let's
that's
just let it go.
probably how it ended up here. Here's audio.
Excited, but pretty spooked, because I never caught an alligator before.
It's only like a half hour away, so I decided wait until dark when it's easier to catch these animals and come down and try for myself. I was able to get close to it, and then I was able to secure it and put it in the car. This animal is definitely not a pet. I have hundreds of these animals, and I would never consider any of them my pets.
But it might have been. It might have been somebody trying to keep it as a pet. It got away.
It most likely was.
Yeah, that craziness happens. Nuts. And you worked at the zoo, so you have a lot of experience.
Yeah. Well, I know of a lot of things. Like I said, if people knew what their neighbors kept as pets.
Yeah.
You know, if you start hearing weird noises, they don't necessarily put the car in the garage. You know, it's just things that shouldn't happen, because when animals are little, they're cute and cuddly, and they want to curl up in your lap. And
I saw a raccoon yesterday cross the road in the daytime. That's something you normally don't see in the daytime.
Well, I mean, yeah, but yes and no. They tend to be more active. They're what they call crepuscular, so they're more active like at dawn and dusk. But this time of the year, parents are raising babies. And mom's manufacturing milk to feed babies. And that takes a lot of her energy. So she might be out.
Came out of the woods and ran over into a culvert. So it wasn't like it was like rabid and like
trying to fight the cars driving by.
Yeah,
but yeah,
this thing just took, and it was a big one.
And it might have just been rousted from where maybe it was normally sleeping and just got rousted out for some reason. But.
A recent Air France flight had to make an emergency landing in Canada to save a woman's life, and she seemed pretty ungrateful about it. Unbelievable. Here's the pilot explaining the initial situation, then updating the passengers on the woman's rude gesture. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. One of our passengers needs some medical care. We asked for a doctor. Nobody was on board. So we are now diverting to St. John in Newfoundland, Canada. And we will have to offload this passenger to the hospital. This is your captain speaking. You'll be happy to learn that our passenger, which we saved her life, and she was a bit angry to be offloaded with the aircraft, and she gave us the finger when leaving the aircraft.
She flipped him off. She's like, listen, I'm fine. They're like, no, you're having a heart attack, you moron. And we're going to have to, there's no doctor on this plane. There's no doctor on the plane. We're going to have to land. I mean, you could die. So they landed, diverted in Canada. They took her off the plane. Now she's not going to her vacation.
I was just going to say she didn't want to miss her vacation.
She's screaming and yelling at the people. If only she would have just died there.
Well, we could have looked at her and said, well, look, we can call an EMT or we can call a mortician. It's up to you.
Which would you like? And what does she do? She flips off the crew. I mean, stupid. Some people are just unbelievable.
Yeah, just so you know, when the next time you get on one of our planes, there'll be a little red dot next to your name. And
that's right.
That's kind of like secret code for watch this one.
On this date, 28 years ago, the program South Park debuted. 1997, Matt Stone and Trey Parker's animated brilliance, South Park debuted. And if you think it began on the softer side, the episode was titled Cadman Gets an Anal Probe. Or Cartman, I'm sorry, Cartman. And their, of course, episodes right now are focused on on Donald Trump. And they're pretty crude.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. An official on Long Island got excited about talking about America's 250th birthday celebrations next year and accidentally said something sexual to the crowd. This is the Suffolk County executive, Ed Romaine, as he was speaking to the crowd of people.
It's going to be a gangbang like you have never seen. We're going to send off the rockets.
Okay, you're hearing people laugh in the background. That is not the right term.
They're the ones who got it
for the party that they're going to have. So, hello. This is like old people trying to be cool.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Old people who's probably wearing sandals and like black dress socks up to his knees. Old people
Birkenstocks and knee highs.
Trying to be cool. And Guinness announced a 14-year-old chicken near Dallas is officially the oldest living chicken in the world. How would they know? With so many remote places where there are chickens. Nonetheless, Guinness says it's true. The oldest chicken in the world is in Dallas. The chicken is 14 years old. It's named Pearl. She's an Easter egger hen. Then usually, those chickens usually live 5 to 8 years. However, this one is 14 years old. Here is the owner, Sonia Hull, talking about the record-breaking chicken.
Defied all odds because most Easter egger hens live an average of 5 to 8 years. She has been through a lot in her long lifetime. She's had chicken pox, because yes, chickens do get chicken pox. She likes to watch TV when she hears it on. She gets fresh lettuce or spinach daily, scratched and laid in crumbles, and a fruit and nut wheel with fresh water, changed every day. And she loves to sleep with my flip-flop.
I'm not going to say anything because I know you are an animal lover, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I definitely don't want to offend you. But cuckoo, that's another animal.
Well, and the thing is, with Guinness, it has to be documented. So
it does.
There very likely could be a much older chicken walking around going, wait a minute.
Could very well be.
But it's got to be documented. So.
Hold tight. We'll come right back here. We have news coming up top of the hour. Davey, do I have a break here? I do. All right, I'm going to do it right now. And hold tight. Coming right back at WIBX.
Hi, folks. This is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together, we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Online at tallmanstire.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hold on tight. River Hills Properties. You had Andrew in studio recently, and he has an office in Sarasota, Florida, but also is selling homes up here as well. He's traveling back and forth. Bill and Robin Maggio lodged into upstate New York. They love it here, love the weather here, along with another 30 agents who all work here every single day, helping people by giving that extra service, helping people buy and sell homes. That's the River Hills way. It's all about extra services provided. From the book, 40 to 100 pages, all about the home. whenever the when was when was the furnace updated? When was the roof done? All of these things, you go to the manual. It's the book. Lockbox. Your listing agent is there every time. They don't rely on a lockbox for somebody to go rummaging through your home without you even being there or knowing what's going on. Your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. These are just a few of the things that they do from the very beginning till the very end till you sell your home. It's about stress relief, and they have you covered here in Central New York and the Adirondacks. River Hills Properties has offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Copenhagen to the north, Utica, Newport, home of Mark Butler, the mayor, and coming soon to Rome. It's River Hills Properties. Online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. And Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers has the 5th annual golf outing, 4-man scramble coming up Saturday, September 27th at the Shamrock Golf Course, Airport Road in Oriskany. Registration is at 9 a.m. It's $360 a team. And if you'd like to put a team together, call Anna at 315-269-3924. Still, sponsorships are available. All of this, every penny goes towards making your community a safer place. Crime Stoppers, allowing people to report crimes, to report things that are suspicious anonymously. Your name is never, ever included. It is 100% anonymous. And if it's results in a major arrest, there could be a reward, a cash reward. It's Crime Stoppers, the 5th annual golf outing, 4-man scramble, Saturday, September 27th. To be involved or to sponsor, call Anna, 315-269-3924.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years. WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
So, I don't know if you're following along on this situation. Veterans groups, motorcycle escorts, members of the public encouraged to line Route 12 next week from Utica to Boonville, stand along village streets, and proudly welcome Private Hennessy home. Harland Hennessy. This is a story of someone that was lost during, was it World War II in Japan, right? Is where this actually happened, and his body has now been identified and is being returned. I believe it'll arrive back in, I think it comes into Rochester first, and it'll be back in, he will be back in the United States, and then from the Boonville area, and then this honored escort, several years, of course, after his death, but the honor that was deserved will occur next week, and we'll have more on this and cover it as we go forward. Davey?
His remains will be coming home on Thursday, August 21st. It pays when when you're friends with the commander of the VFW post in Boonville.
Oh, that's you.
Yes.
Yeah. You get the 25-cent beers. Mike this morning has a couple of comments, if I can get it all to work properly. Good morning, Mike. Politicians love the ribbon cuttings for all these parks, yet seem to be absent when stuff needs to be done to them and they need to be cleaned up. That's a very good point. If it's garbage day, it's all you need to know. It's free buffet for raccoons. Good point.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They love it. And by the way, very nice. Okay, very nice. All right, that's very cool. Let me go to, why does he keep hanging up? I got a break anyway. Doesn't matter. We have news coming up and then a bunch to get to. Paul Buckley rummaging in the green room right now. WIBX Utica Rome at 7 o'clock.
Ukraine's president has just arrived in Berlin. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, where Volodymyr Zelensky is going to hold a lot of talks with Germany's chancellor in person and then European leaders virtually before a call with President Trump ahead of Friday's summit in Alaska between the president and Russian leader Vladimir Putin trying to stop the war in Ukraine. But Zelensky will not be part of those talks.
Conversations between Putin and Trump may be important for their bilateral, but they cannot agree on anything about Ukraine without us.
Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry just said they've captured 2 more towns in eastern Ukraine. Speaking of Russia, its political interference in the 2016 election is part of a new investigation, and President Trump just posted on Truth Social, just out, irrefutable proof that now Senator Adam Schiff, who led the House Intelligence Committee's investigation into allegations the Trump campaign colluded with Russia, approved a plan to leak classified information to damage President Trump in his first term. Now, that post is a reaction to a Democratic whistleblower's allegation.
That, according to documents obtained by Fox News, where the whistleblower, during a private meeting with Schiff and others, allegedly tried to tell Schiff the actions would be illegal.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmel. Senator Schiff, in response, calls it a smear that's absolutely false and defamatory from a disgruntled former staffer who'd been fired. National Guard troops are on the streets now in Washington after President Trump federalized D.C. police to crack down on crime. As his Democratic critics counter, violent crime is at a 30-year low in D.C. Federal agents also on patrol, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says they made a few dozen arrests.
These arrests consisted of homicide, firearms offenses, possession with intent to distribute narcotics.
Speaking of that, Mexico has sent 26 cartel leaders and others to the U.S. to face charges.
One of them is accused of participating in the 2008 murder of a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy. American authorities are ratcheting up pressure on criminal networks sending drugs across the border.
That's Tom Rigatti. America's listening to Fox.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. And see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
Attempted murder and aggravated assault. Those are among the charges that Sergeant Cornelius Radford is facing. He made his first appearance in a military courtroom in Georgia yesterday, accused in an attack there last week that left 5 soldiers wounded. Now, we're learning more about the accused gunman in Monday's shooting outside a Target store in Austin, Texas, that left 3 people dead.
Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis says Ethan Nineker has a criminal history,
which includes assault causing bodily injury to a family member, driving while intoxicated, possession of marijuana, violation of a protective order, and 2 mental health reports.
The 32-year-old faces charges including capital murder, accused of opening fire outside of a Target, killing 65-year-old Adam Chow, his 4-year-old granddaughter, and 24-year-old Hector Martinez Machuca, a Target employee. Nineker was later taken into custody naked. Officials say he told them he was Jesus, noting they believe he randomly chose the victims. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could keep rising. Dow futures are up over 100 points the day after surging up almost 500 following a better-than-expected inflation report. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 closed at record highs. In baseball, the Major League's top team, the Milwaukee Brewers, won their 11th straight game, blowing out Pittsburgh 14-0. Seattle shut out Baltimore for the Mariners' 8th straight win, while the New York Mets snapped a 7-game skid, beating Atlanta 13-5 in a historic game.
And Pete drives one to deep right center field, headed back toward the wall. It's out of here! Out of here! Stands alone, the polar bear on his own private iceberg. Pete Alonso, the most prolific home run hitter in New York Mets history.
The call on SNY, Alonso hit 2 home runs, passing Darryl Strawberry for the most all-time in Mets history, 254. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. 2 people are arrested in connection with a burglary at Vernon Verona Sherrill High School. Authorities say 18-year-old Aiden Varela and 18-year-old Aubrey Zabel, who are both former students, and a 16-year-old boy were involved in the crime last month. Employees say they found evidence of damage in the school. All 3 suspects were identified by surveillance cameras. Zabel and the 16-year-old were taken into custody, but an arrest warrant is still out for Varela. 2 men in Utica have pretrial hearings set for September 11th in the shooting and killing of a teenage girl back in November. 18-year-old or 19-year-old Keamoni Davis was shot and killed, according to Oneida County officials. Quadir Pinkney, 19, and 20-year-old Dion Ameti both appeared before Judge Michael R. Nolan for motion arguments on Tuesday. Both men are charged with second-degree murder, with Pinkney is additionally charged with attempted murder and multiple counts of weapons possession. A third individual has been indicted but not yet brought into custody. State police investigating a fatal car pedestrian accident on Route 8 in Bridgewater Monday night. A car struck and killed a person late Monday. So far, state police have not released the names. There is a bit of good news about the 7-year-old boy who was struck by a vehicle in Syracuse. Police say the child's health has improved slightly, and he's being listed now in critical but stable condition. Day 2 of the Herkimer County Fair is underway. It's Children's Day today. Rides open at noon. Kids Fire Mannix in the Garden Tractor Pull. The Jake Lozo Band plays tonight, 7:30 and 9 p.m. The New York State Fair is a week away, and the American Red Cross is putting out a call for help. The agency is still in need of volunteers to help operate its parking lot. Volunteers will be responsible for directing traffic, showing vehicles where to park, plus selling food and merchandise. For every shift worked, volunteers will get free parking and a ticket to the fair. One of the stars of Broadway's smash hit Hamilton coming to Central New York this fall. It was announced at the end of the week on Friday. Lin-Manuel Miranda will appear at Hamilton College Monday, September 29th as part of the school's Great Names series. This event is taking place at 7 p.m. and being held at the Margaret Bundy Scott Fieldhouse. It's free and open to the public, and registration begins in early September based on a limited number of seats. The FX Met Brewing Company won 3 big awards at the 2025 United States Beer Tasting Championship. The brewery won for Best Blonde Ale, Best Pale Ale, and Trailblazer IPA won Best Non-Alcoholic Beer. And a bit of relief from the heat today. Temperatures will be about 10 degrees cooler in the mid-80s with a chance of showers this afternoon, and temperatures peak into the mid-90s on Tuesday in parts of central New York. In sports, the Mets rolled to a 13-5 win over the Braves in their series opener from Queens. Pete Alonso slugged a pair of homers and is now the franchise's all-time home run leader. New York snapped its 7-game skid and will continue its 3-game set against Atlanta tonight. The Yankees blew out the Twins 9-1 from the Bronx. Aaron Judge, Anthony Volpe, and Giancarlo Stanton each went deep. New York has won back-to-back games and will look to sweep its series tonight against Minnesota. The Liberty opened their 3-game road trip with a 105-97 victory over the Sparks in Los Angeles. The U.S. Open Cup continues tonight. The Red Bulls are visiting the Philadelphia Union in the quarterfinals from Chester. New York is currently tied for 9th in the Eastern Conference with 36 points. And the Little League World Series gets underway today. The Metro Champs taking on the winners from the Southwest region tonight. Fairfield, Connecticut is facing Richmond, Texas. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cold front's on the move. Going to bring in some nice changes after some 90-plus degree days and some record heat this week in spots. A few showers, thunderstorms today, especially this afternoon through this evening. Still close to 90. Heads up, could be some gusty winds with some storms. They'll still linger around tonight, especially early, upper 60s. And a few showers, thunder showers tomorrow. Small chance, 85. Friday, the pick day. The next 3, lots of sunshine, upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Mostly sunny skies currently. 71 degrees here at 7:09. A rather warm start, but we're not going to be as hot as we were yesterday. Speaking of heat, this is that last push of summer before we start dealing with flu season, which is just around the corner. This is Immunization Awareness Month going on right now. And the people at Randall's Pharmacy in New Hartford, once again this year, are offering an immunization that their pharmacist will come to you. They'll come to your workplace. And if you're an employer or a municipality, anybody that has a lot of people in one place, or even a small company that you don't want to get hit, because if everybody gets the flu at the same time, you're not going to be able to conduct business. That's why they do the flu clinics. Call Randall's today. Businesses, schools, municipalities, their pharmacists will come to you and hold a flu shot day, if you will, at your workplace. They're located at 44 Genesee Street in New Hartford. We use Randall's Pharmacy. And their pharmacists doing a flu clinic. Call them today for details. And in Sarah's Flooring Outlet has top quality carpet, gorgeous, amazing ceramic tile. In fact, a whole bunch of boxes waiting for us and our contractor as we're planning a project using tile. Durable LVP waterproof laminate and vinyl, the best in floor covering. If it is flooring, it's Sal and everybody over at Sarah's Flooring Outlet. These are not seconds. This is top quality, the best. Sarah has, of course, the largest inventory in the area that is in stock. With Flooring Outlet's buying power, they get great factory direct deals and pass the savings along to you at Sarah's. And to prove it, Sarah's Flooring Outlet will meet or beat any advertised price. So when it comes to shopping for new flooring, the best spot is Sarah's. You will get the best price. They'll do a measurement, no charge in your home, taking the guesswork out of your next flooring project. They have the experience in flooring, so you get the best and advice and unequaled service at an affordable price. Remember, qualified customers get 6 months interest-free financing at Sarah's. See why more people buy from the big store, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and sarahsflooringoutlet.com. Coming up, Hobica's free money question of the day. And Davey, this morning, we're giving somebody a second chance, because yesterday's question was really impossible to get. We'll do that coming up in a little bit. And what's on the line? $200 today, right? $200. We'll do that coming up at 7:35 at WIBX.
Looking to heat up your summer with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Cruise in to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer and check out their sizzling lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. From sun-soaked road trips to everyday errands, all backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can score hot summer rates as low as 5.9% for 72 months on top models like the Chevy Equinox, Trailblazer, Traverse, and Malibu. Don't sweat the car buying process. Their family-owned team is here to make it easy and stress-free. You'll drive away cool, confident, and covered in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. But hurry, these summer savings are burning fast. You must take delivery by August 31st. Together, let's drive to Steve Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at StevePawneeChevy.com. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TIRE for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TIRE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TIRE.
Before there was social media, streaming, and even color television, there was radio. Remember the golden days when you had to tune in to hear what happened to Hopalong Cassidy, or perhaps the Green Hornet? What if you could relive those days again? Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was, a show that's dedicated to the very best of radio's golden age. From classic performances by Jack Benny to tales of terror on Lights Out. It's all here on When Radio Was, starting every Sunday at 11 p.m., only on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Which classic broadcast will you hear next?
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I should play it. I got to find where the crank call is. We used to do a thing, Davey, if you remember, before I came here, which has been a long time, crank calls. And the conference crank call. So we would conference people together and just kind of sit back and see what happens. My favorite was to Ryder, Ryder moving trucks. And we started calling. We got like 8 or 9 of them all on the same phone line, and they're all talking to each other. It was a funny call. So I talk about this because 2 people decided to copy the whole concept, but with a little bit of an interesting twist. They used AI, so they put 2 phones together with ChatGPT saying goodbye to each other, and here is audio as to what happened when they did it. Check it out.
If you ever need to talk or need more advice, I'm here for you.
I appreciate that. It's always good to have a sounding board. I'll definitely let you know how it goes. Thanks for the support.
Anytime. I'm glad to be here for you. Take care and good luck with your chat.
Thanks a bunch. I'll catch you later and let you know how everything turns out. Take care.
Sounds good. Talk to you later. Take care.
They can't
You
seem
too.
to.
Have a great one, and I'll be
goes.
here whenever you need me.
They can't close the deal.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks so much. You enjoy your day as well.
Thank you. Take care.
You take care too. Talk to you soon.
I feel like I've had a conversation like that with Siri. You're talking to her and, out of nowhere, and I don't know why. Sometimes I'll thank ChatGPT or Siri. Thank you. It was very nice of you. Well, you're very welcome. They do not know.
They always have to have the last word.
They have not figured out how to end a conversation. Like Paul Buckley. You've tried to say goodbye to Paul. You never can say
And you haven't
goodbye.
perfected my voice yet on AI yet, like you did with the governors, but that's fine. I don't want to bring that up again. But anyway, good morning, William. How are you?
I'm not talking, so I can actually sample your voice later today. So.
Wonderful.
Good morning, Paul. Good
How are you?
morning. All right, introduce who you...
I brought in a young filmmaker, Eddie Watt. He's from the Schoharie area.
Montgomery County.
Montgomery, I'm sorry. And so he's at the Stanley now doing a movie, using the stage for the tax credits and stuff like that. So it's a short. I'll let you tell him all about the movie. But he's here in Utica, and he's got his whole crew is scattered from all around central New York.
Okay.
So they're going to get a taste of the Stanley sound stage. So hopefully they'll say, well, when we're looking for a sound stage, they'll bring more business to the Stanley Theater.
Nice.
And it's very accommodating. They got a great little set up there. They got some professionals. I was there yesterday on set, and they're doing a great job.
So this is a short film that you're doing.
It is, yeah.
Can you talk about it? Where are you from in Montgomery County?
Well, first I want to say thank you for having me today.
Thank you.
I live in Canada-Harry.
All right. So you're down where the bars are open till 4 a.m.
Historically, they used to be.
Oh, they're not anymore?
They seem to close much earlier.
You're right. That's COVID just ruined everything.
Yeah, they open a lot later now, too.
We would, when I was working in Little Falls, it was just a quick little ride over the line into St. Johnsville where there weren't any bars. Although
you got Repeppi's, you got Lombardo's across the street.
Yeah, you're right. There were spots to go to. So anyway, back to you. So you're from Canada-Harry, and tell me about what the short film, what is it about?
So the film is called The Nativist, and it's about an American travel influencer who crosses into a country that is forbidden to Americans. He gets caught and detained and set up with a translator, and he has this very, I don't want to give too much away, he has a very naive, worldview, and the translator is not necessarily what he appears to be. So he's communicating with the one person who actually understands him.
Thinking that he can trust that person.
Yes.
But he can't.
Yep.
Okay. And then what are you doing on the Stanley stage? What are you doing there?
So what we did was we built the set. A friend of mine built the set out in Montgomery County. What was neat there, too, is we used mostly Amish materials.
Okay.
So it's been a pretty eclectic production so far.
Yeah.
So it was built there. We moved the set to the sound stage. Got connected with Lisa at the Stanley a few years ago, and she promoted the sound stage, some of the work that had been done there during COVID when they could space people apart but still have excellent sound quality. So it just stayed in my mind, and this is my first film, so I wanted to do it in upstate New York if possible. So we kept in touch with the Stanley, and eventually worked out.
Where did you go to school for film?
I did not.
You didn't? This is
no,
just
I was a political science student in undergrad, and then I went to Clarkson for grad school for teaching.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you were like, none of that.
Well, no, I mean, I work in local government, and do a lot with the county and
And
the
then
region.
you do this as well.
And then,
so
and I teach
nice.
full time. Yeah,
that's really cool. You're impressed, Paul.
I am. It's for a youngster. I mean, he's got his feet on the ground, and he's very well organized in the stand from what I've seen. And he's working with some professionals. What is the director of the movie? Is the old weatherman from WUTR? What's his name again, Ed?
Oh yeah, Mark Isaacs. So
Remember
Mark,
him at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started out here in Utica with his career. And he moved out of state for a while. His daughter came back moved to New York State for college, and so he came back with her.
That's so cool.
Go ahead. No.
Our executive producer, who unfortunately wasn't able to be here, he's out in California at Hollywood Shorts right now. Andrew Carlberg is he's our executive producer. He won the Academy Award in 2019 for short film.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Oh, Buck, you really have the knack to pull real talent
This
back home,
fell out of my. But I was going to say the director he was so delighted to be back in Utica, and he went up to the Hill to see UTR and stuff like that, and how things have changed. But no, it's this young man right here. He gathered all the talent, and he brought him here. It basically fell on my lap because Lisa did all the work on this one because of the Stanley. I'm just the boots on the ground type guy, and
have you shared with him your family connection to Hollywood?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. We were
He's
just
connected.
talking about that. Yes.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he's coming back, and I'm going to bring him in again.
We're talking about Paul's brother, who is an animator, who's done work on several films.
Yes.
Big ones.
Yes.
That are
living
animated.
my dream.
Yeah. In fact, he and Paul actually did the anti-Trump South Park episode. When you didn't you do that?
No, we did not.
You didn't do that?
No, I like Donnie Trump. Okay.
I got to tell you though, if anybody told me that if we erase the part about Trump,
okay.
But because it's so crude, the humor is so crude, I would be like, it's totally Paul Buckley.
Am I blushing?
Yeah, it's definitely Paul. There's no doubt about it. But then it turns out it's anti-Trump, so I know you wouldn't.
What were those guys? Those phone calls. They used to get on there like crazy guys or wise guys or something like that.
The Jerky Boys.
Jerky Boys. Yeah. I was mistaken for those guys too. So
I'm sure you were.
I guess I'm not the sweetheart that I think.
You're
I am.
not the sweetheart.
No.
All right. How long? What's the rule on short films?
I believe that the hard rule is they have to be less than 40 minutes start to credits.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're looking at probably about 30 to 35 minutes.
Yeah, because this is. It seems like this is a story that needs a little time to be able to tell the story.
Yeah, I mean, it originally started. It was a story I wrote. It was about 100 pages back in 2018. So for some context, I speak a few different languages, and back in 2018, during the family separation crisis, there were about 200 men who showed up overnight from different border facilities to the Albany County Jail.
Wow!
And there was a call that was put out for translators and volunteer attorneys to come out. So I interviewed a few different detainees. One in particular who he was about 18 years old, had come up from Honduras, had lost his last family member to gang violence, and came to the United States thinking this is where you go to get help.
Right.
So, and as he was,
it's where you used to go to get help. But keep going. Sorry, Paul.
He can't help himself. I'm sorry.
It was in the South Park episode. I'm
the bad influence on Billy.
Okay, continue.
And working in government, as I say, I still have faith in the system. I think there's still a lot of good people working to make this.
What languages do you speak?
So English, obviously, but also
I noticed that.
Yeah,
you're very good at it too.
Fluent.
Yeah. Spanish and French, and then I'm about intermediate now in German and Portuguese. I haven't used them in a long time, so they get a bit rusty. But
and did that start in high school, or where did the language?
I took French in middle school. I didn't particularly want to continue with languages, and I had a teacher in high school who really got me interested in it, and then I just started picking up more of it. We had an exchange student from Brazil. We had another from Spain. I was an exchange student to France in high school, so just continue my interest in it.
And that is the way to learn language, right? When you're just embedded into the language, into a family situation.
Yeah, and language is a big part of this story too. Where, like I said, with with the translation work and immigration, in particular with this one person who ended up inspiring the story, we had to have people sign release forms to get him set up with attorneys. And so he couldn't read or write.
Right.
And so I read him the statement in Spanish, which he had to sign, but he also had to sign it in English. And, I thought to myself on the way home, it's like, that you really had to put a lot of trust in the person that's helping you. So that was the idea that eventually turned into what we're doing now. We're working with actors from Aguasasni, the Mohawk Reservation up north. We're actually using the language in the film.
Okay,
So,
wow.
Yeah, we thought in a couple different ways. Like if we used speakers of many different languages, they might not be as common in upstate New York, but there's still millions of speakers of various languages worldwide. So there are less than, I believe, 5,000 Mohawk speakers. And the other thing, too, is to just generate more interest in the preservation of the language.
So the languages don't die.
Yeah.
And there's been significant work up north, and even in Montgomery County now with there's a community there, Ganatoholege, that I work with regularly. And both up north and down here, there's been a lot of effort to try and revive and preserve the Mohawk language.
Yeah, wow.
And Eddie, are you talking subtitles?
No.
Okay.
No. So, and I think on that, if you look at a film like Arrival, where they have some translation from Mandarin, you really get the feel of what's being said by just the emotion between the
so
actors.
you're not using subtitles.
Correct.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it gives you that. So you're conveying that with a language barrier. That's really creative. I would imagine. That's
and it's really
very
impactful.
cool.
You got to pay attention to not
Exactly.
what's coming out of their mouth, but the
Facial
inflections,
expressions. Yep, exactly.
the body language.
I was told when we were just recently in France, I was told just talk louder, slower and louder in English, and they'll completely understand you.
Parlez-vous?
What are you saying? Where is the bathroom? And the French, by the way, they could know English and probably do, but won't use it. They'll just make you suffer. They do enjoy that.
But one of the focuses,
you were there, so
one of the
that's how you
focuses of
learn
your
it.
project is just the opposite of what you just demonstrated with the two chat GBT things talking to each other and not knowing when to shut up. With
not knowing
the complete removal of the human factor with the language.
Not understanding those cues. That,
exactly.
We
you mean cues like the when to shut up?
Yeah, that's right. But it sounds like, Eddie, that is really this has a lot to do with that with language and how you can communicate.
Yeah, human communication.
Even if you don't understand the other person's language.
Yep. I mean, so much of communication is nonverbal as it is.
Yeah, that's really, really true, which is why you mentioned artificial, but even texting becomes many times I've been offended by Paul and didn't even realize he was being nice. Didn't even know it because
he wasn't using all caps.
That emotion was not there. So interesting.
It's funny, Bill. I'm gonna kill you last.
And if I could, I mean, it is a story in part about immigration, but it's also inspired by influencer culture. The idea that oftentimes the world's treated like it's a playground, a place to record content, as opposed to the people you're featuring. They have real lives, they have real feelings, and trying to be sensitive to that issue.
This is a real smart short film. You're taking this from a very
lot of thought,
from a great deal of intellect going into this. I really am excited to when it does come out to see this. So.
Well, and it seems very appropriate that it's happening here in Utica, which we have such a high percentage of diversity, cultural diversity here.
48 languages in the Utica School District.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got one actor who's a native Mohawk. This guy is probably about 8 feet tall.
Wow. Yeah, he was 6'5", but yeah. I mean,
now, you have to go to the reservation in Canada for that?
No, the actors came down here, but so I've.
So they're coming from Canada.
From that area, border area. Yep.
My great uncle was a Mohawk Indian and would travel back and forth up there. And either I never really did. My brother did. Both of my brothers would bring him up. And there was one time where he said, "I'm sorry, you guys can't go because someone by being white." It's so bad right now. The tension is so bad that it would be dangerous for you to come out of the reservation. So there's been a lot of tension up there.
Yeah, down in Montgomery County with the community that reestablished. There's been a small population, but it's a renewed interest in rebuilding the community there at Ganatoholege. Actually, just recently, back in June, Montgomery County returned land to the community there.
Okay, wow.
So there were transfer fees and things like that, but the community stepped in and paid those costs. And originally that came about because 4 of the mayors had signed basically a statement to the county asking them to turn the land over as a gesture, because the community there was working with the other villages on trying to spur economic development in the rural part of the western part of the county.
And there's a lot of room for that in that part of upstate New York. So
we have limited resources, and that's one of my other jobs is working in economic development.
It's tough. It's one of the poorest counties in New York State.
There's been a lot of potential, and like I said to Paul, Utica was a great choice to make the first film. My co-producer and I, really want to make some features after this if we get the opportunity, and I really want to see that happen in the Mohawk Valley.
That would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
I would love to see something down
Can I ask you? I got to wrap this up, but can I? Because we have done a very, very poor job of publicizing the Oriskany battle and the battlefield and the importance that actually had in the Revolutionary War. And if you go to Saratoga, where they get all the accolades, their description of the battle in Oriskany was a small skirmish. It was the bloodiest battle of the Revolutionary War, and it was integral in our success to be able to become America. And we have just done a terrible job promoting.
Well, they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the money. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So that would be a cool project.
I won't comment on money spending. But,
okay, fair enough.
But I can, if I have a moment, I can end with it, both an anecdote and a joke.
Okay.
So, one of the things that I wanted to touch on with this story, too, is just how interconnected we are, regardless of language. Obviously, this is a country built by immigrant populations. My family came over from Ireland. And then the interesting anecdote here, which will end in a punchline.
He has been around Paul for a while. So.
Long enough.
Yeah.
So part of my family, so my through my mother's side, I have an ancestor, Mary Courtney, who came from a place called Castle Gregory, Ireland, population of about 250 people. So that family eventually made their way to Massachusetts and then down in New York City, and then 93 we moved up here. So another branch of that family, the Courtney family from Castle Gregory, I believe came through the United States and went to the Midwest and eventually worked their way to Buffalo. One of them eventually became Kathy Hochul. Yes. So never met formally, but just you see like two people that similar backgrounds, came from the same small area, both
branches
involved,
off the same tree.
So the punchline is I always refer to myself as Cousin Eddie. So
okay, all right.
Cousin Eddie's going to bring some money to Utica.
That's right. Let's.
We like Cousin Eddie.
Get in her ear and remind her she is an upstate New Yorker. Remind her that Oriskany needs some real publicity.
And she's a Bills fan.
Again, we've never met formally, but
okay.
Well, we got to change that.
You can find a way to make that introduction. Okay, good stuff. Really great talking with you, Eddie. And
thank you again.
Good luck.
I look forward to seeing what you produce.
He wants to premiere it here next year at the Stanley. So
very cool.
Premieres are a little tricky, but we at least want to do a special showing.
All right, love it.
So,
okay,
thanks.
Great stuff, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Always. Sweetheart. Thank you.
Love you, honey. You know that.
7:33. Stand by. We'll do Habaika's free money question of the day coming up at WIBX.
Mattress Express's summer sale is on. Get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a full, and a full for the price of a twin, starting at just $4.99. Beautiful select therapeutic mattresses. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa, owner of Fit Body Boot Camp in Clinton and Whitesboro. I couldn't be prouder of our amazing members. Take a listen.
My name is Kim Shackler, and I'm from Deansboro, New York. What brought me to Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp was there was an email that went out asking people to put in for a free membership. I was very, very excited. As soon as I walked through those doors, those coaches were just absolutely amazing. Greeted you right away, explained what you were going to be doing, how everything was going to be run there. I have loved it ever since, and I go 6 days a week. I have met so many wonderful, beautiful people that have become my very closest friends. Ages all the way into their 20s and all the way up into their 60s and 70s. Age doesn't matter. Those bonds that you make there at this gym is absolutely beautiful, and the coaches are all there for you.
If you're waiting for a sign, this is it. The time is now to live your best life at Fit Body Boot Camp.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your young adult plan for just $69. Because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. And online at tallmanstire.com.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. 2 people are arrested in connection with a burglary at Vernon Verona Sherrill High School. Authorities say 18-year-old Aiden Varela and 18-year-old Aubrey Zabel, who are both former students, and a 16-year-old boy were involved in the crime last month. Employees say they found evidence of damage in the school. All 3 suspects were identified by surveillance cameras. Zabel and the 16-year-old were taken into custody, but an arrest warrant is still out for Varela. 2 men in Utica have pretrial hearings set for September 11th in the shooting and killing of a teenage girl back in November. 19-year-old Kiamoni Davis was shot and killed, according to Oneida County officials. Quadir Pinckney, 19, and 20-year-old Dion Ameti both appeared before Judge Michael R. Nolan for motion arguments on Tuesday. Both men are charged with second-degree murder, with Pinckney is additionally charged with attempted murder and multiple counts of weapons possession. A third individual has been indicted but not yet brought into custody. State police investigating a fatal car pedestrian accident on Route 8 in Bridgewater Monday night. A car struck and killed a person late Monday. So far, state police have not released the names. There is a bit of good news about the 7-year-old boy who was struck by a vehicle in Syracuse. Police say the child's health has improved slightly, and he's being listed now in critical but stable condition. Day 2 of the Herkimer County Fair is underway. It's Children's Day today. Rides open at noon. Kids fire Mannix in the Garden Tractor Pull. The Jake Lozo Band plays tonight, 7:30 and 9 p.m. One of the stars of Broadway's smash hit Hamilton coming to Central New York this fall. It was announced at the end of the week on Friday. Lin-Manuel Miranda will appear at Hamilton College Monday, September 29th, as part of the school's Great Names series. This event is taking place at 7 p.m. and being held at the Margaret Bundy Scott Fieldhouse. It's free and open to the public, and registration begins in early September based on a limited number of seats. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cold front's on the move. Going to bring in some nice changes after some 90-plus degree days and some record heat this week in spots. A few showers, thunderstorms today, especially this afternoon through this evening. Still close to 90. Heads up, could be some gusty winds with some storms. They'll still linger around tonight, especially early, upper 60s. And a few showers, thunder showers tomorrow. Small chance, 85. Friday, the pick day. The next 3, lots of sunshine, upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Mostly sunny, 73 currently. It's time for Hobeika's free money question of the day from the Hobeika Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, for all of your legal needs, call the Hobeika Law Firm, 315-724-1600. And I got to say, I'm speaking of like trivia, which we're about to do, and Kevin, we owe him one. It was determined that the question yesterday was almost impossible to answer, so we're giving him another shot today. So we're going to do that coming up in a second. But speaking of trivia, I am now going into, I've had 2 successful days so far, and I'm going into Wednesday. We'll see what happens. But my wife and I have this week been watching Jeopardy. And while she's doing something, I'm watching the episode, and then I rewind it, and we watch it together, and I know all the answers. I'm crushing her. 2 days in a row. Now, she's not caught on as of yet. We'll see.
If she's listening this morning, she has.
Some of the questions, she's not. Some of the questions are like, how in the world would you know that? I'm like, that was one of my
I'm
free
just
money.
one of those guys.
That was one of my Hobeika free money questions. I just had that the other day.
You're a cheater.
I know I'm brilliant.
I wasn't going to say that.
I'm brilliant.
I'm going to call your wife and tell her.
Brilliant.
You know Bill's cheating on Jeopardy when you watch it.
And then Mike says, the young man there to learn from Paul Buckley. Wow. To learn how not to do things. Love it. Quick break. We'll bring Kevin on, and we'll do the free money question. Then Samantha Colosimo Testa, councilwoman at large. There's a ton to get to, including this whole alleyway thing, and we'll talk about it. Coming up at WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Firestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair or online at tallmanstire.com.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69, because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Well, we're giving Kevin a shot here from New Hartford, a shot to win Hobica's free money question of the day. And it is from the Hobica Law Firm. And it is worth, this morning, $200. And Kevin's on the line right now. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. You ready to go today?
Yeah, I hope so. Again.
All right. Here's your question. You're gonna have 7 seconds to answer this one. You know the deal. Get your answer in. Get it right. It is worth $200. And here is your question. The movie Mr. Halloween stars this local guy. Who is he? Ready, go.
No idea. Don't even have a guess either.
The only thing I would say to you is that when we were talking about the horror fest yesterday, that's coming this weekend to Friday and Saturday to Vernon Downs, we talked to her about Bill Loomis, who stars. He actually has a haunted house in this area, but his movie is called Mr. Halloween. And all right, well, listen, we gave you a couple shots here. We're going to give you. I have tickets to the Herkimer County Fair. If you can use them, talk to Davey about that. And we'll also give you the all-in-one food and fun card. You stand by. Davey's going to hook you up.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. Did you know about the answer to that one?
I did not, but I'm not a big horror fan. So.
I guess I'm not either, but seeing what this movie was made like 20 years ago.
Oh,
and
okay.
It was made on local resources and stuff, and actually you can find it on Amazon Prime, and you can find it
on
cult
following
on
things?
Netflix, and it has a huge cult following. And that's what really a lot
I mean,
of these...
horror is a huge genre. I personally, when I go to see a movie, which I haven't done in years,
yeah.
I don't want the crap scared out of me. I don't want to be afraid to walk out of a dark movie theater to get to my car.
Or when you get home, the lights go down and
all the things, all the normal sounds that a house has at night turn into not normal sounds.
You hear it all. Yeah. Well, listen, this is one of those. This is one of those movies. This is Julie. I helped a friend cheat at Jeopardy back in the 80s. Jeopardy used to air at noon and then replayed in the evening. I went home for lunch, got the answer to the Final Jeopardy, then gave the answer to the coworker so he could impress his wife every single day by knowing Final Jeopardy. That's so funny. That is not cheating. That's just simply being creative.
That is, being resourceful.
I think. And then Donna, I did similar to my husband, Dave. Watching on my tablet was 15 seconds ahead. You find this, you can find ways where it's
delayed.
Faster.
Yeah.
Like if you're on Spectrum and you have their old box, you'll get that before the app, and it's usually sometimes between 20, 30 seconds to maybe
that's significant.
Sometimes more than a minute. She said, so I had my Bluetooth in, watching on my phone, and Dave was watching. Stupid. He changed to Jeopardy, not knowing I was already watching, and his questions came up. I answered before he did, and before they did. He looked at me and was like, damn, you should go on this show. I love that, Donna. On the line right now, council person, Samantha Colosimo Testa. I want to start by that skateboard park that your father-in-law took pictures of and was taking the grandchildren to, and it was just all written up with the F word and graffiti. It was brutal. Again,
it's really nice compared to what was written on it last time.
And you know, it's like, how do we prevent this stuff from happening? And here's another park that we can't take care of.
Well, here's the thing, and we knew this when the ARPA funds were spent, that, you know, we had to have a long-term plan for how our Parks Department and DPW and other services were going to be able to help maintain with these projects without any additional support. So that's what we're running into here. And, you know, unfortunately, unless we have a police car or put cameras up at that location, you know, it's probably going to continue to happen. And, you know, again, ruin things that we invested in the city. And not that I was in agreement that we should have spent that money on that, you know, but, you know, here we are, and this is what we're dealing with. And you're right, another park that we can't maintain and is already destroyed.
What a shame. Okay. And I want to just bring up, you and I have had some pretty heated conversations over time, and I'm not always on your side, although I find you to be rather logical for the most part. Right? That's a very nice compliment. But you and I have had disagreements before on the radio, and because I've had more people like saying I was picking on Katie Aiello yesterday, and that's not at all what I was doing. I wanted answers to those specific questions, like the importance of taking care of all constituents, including those business people down there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the victim card, unfortunately. I mean, you got to have thick skin to be in this game. And
I'm not saying she said this, but there were people that were defending her saying it. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I deal with it every council meeting. I'm mean to her or something like that. I'm kind of over it, to be honest with you. And I've just ignored her, and I just got nothing to say because there's a lot more other important things going on in the city.
Well,
that's how I feel.
Don't you feel we're at the point now where something's got to be done with this? Once and for all, end this alleyway controversy and just fix it once and for all.
Yeah, I mean, even we were just talking about it last night. Like, even the bottom part, whatever it was made of, is already destroyed. I mean, it's just they have to do something with that. The alleyway, besides the parties too, because it looks like it's an eyesore.
And do you agree that the party thing, the late night party thing, it's just not the venue for it right there?
No, I mean, and it actually looks like they had a great time. A friend of mine that I've known my whole life, she actually sent me a message, was like, listen, she's like, we go to these parties and in other areas. It's not just Utica that they have them, and they said maybe that's just not the location for it. Not saying that they're not able to have the parties someplace else, but cramming 200 and something people in that little alleyway is probably not the place for that. So
well, right next to a fine dining restaurant is also a problem, and a hotel. That's there's an echo that's going to come out of that alleyway that just amplifies the sound.
Well, and that's what they did in the police department. When they originally approved the permit. Not the police department. I mean, the city approved the permit. They sat down and they had to turn the speakers away from the actual restaurant. And even at that point, it still didn't help because it just reflects and bounces off the balls. And
that's the problem.
And that's one of the biggest issues. But like I said, again, cramming 250 people and having a big stage and all that, and in that small alleyway you're right. It's not the place to have it. So
I gotta say that one of
the city can
one of the places where stuff like that can happen, and I've done events there, is at Hannah Park, at City Hall, and that is a venue. I mean, we did a Halloween event there. Brought in Peter Facinelli, where that guy signed autographs for 5 hours. We had what's her name? Don't Leave Me This Way. Whatever her name was. The disco singer came in, and it was pouring rain, but it was the perfect venue for that. Even though it's City Hall on the weekends, nobody's there.
Well, isn't the Harbor kind of like being
Harbor
staged as a place for those kinds of gatherings?
This probably isn't
honestly,
the spot.
the biggest thing too with the alleyway is that there's no bathrooms and there's no parking. So, I mean, probably going back and looking at it, is events probably shouldn't be permitted there based on that alone.
Yeah.
Especially from the city standpoint, because then where are you parking? Things like that. Where are people going to the bathroom? So that's something that we're looking at and figuring out how we can come up with a better way to end this issue that we're having.
Here's Lance and Lee. Please ask Samantha, how was Galimi successful in getting rid of Tom Carcone and her husband through retirement? ? It seems that her plan to reduce the assistant chief position actually backfired. How would you respond to that?
Lance from Lee. I mean, he's got a hard on for the fire department, huh?
Well, it's interesting that you use that term, but
yeah, I mean,
okay.
And not for nothing, I still think that the assistant chief's position should be eliminated. That's something that I stand by, and in restructuring that department. I mean, based on the civil service requirements and the responsibilities and duties of what that job entails, that's not what they're doing. So I'll stand by that.
I'm not sure that he's. By the way,
Tommy retiring.
By the way,
I mean, 20 years of service. Yeah. I mean, that's just an ignorant comment.
By the way, I'm not necessarily reading it the same way you are. I think he's being more critical of the mayor than he is of the fire department. But you read that differently.
No, I mean, whatever way you interpret it. I mean, it's again 20 years of service and people that dedicated their careers and their lives every day that they went to work on the line. I mean, I don't see it as a win for the mayor, and I don't see it as a win for the city. I mean, it's a lot of experience that has exited the department in the last 6 months, and it's a huge loss for them. So, not just those two retiring. I mean, you're up to almost 12 retirements in general. So, I don't know. It's not something that the city should be proud of, by any means.
Yeah.
And moving forward.
Legislation on public nuisance abatement, graffiti, all of that. Have you talked about that? I mean, you want to talk more about that?
Yeah. So tonight we actually have a public safety meeting. We have another one next week, and it's kind of just figuring out how we can get back to, utilizing our public nuisance abatement law inside the city. Our law on the books hasn't been updated in over 20 years. And if you drive around the city, you definitely see a lot of issues that are going on and repeat offenders, and having that public nuisance abatement law up to date can actually help the city, either revert back the property, get the property owners, to maintain their properties, or evict whatever tenants that they have are making an issue. And one of the biggest focuses is actually down on Oneida Square. So that's something that we're working on tonight, and hopefully are able to utilize that law further down the line to help with the public nuisance abatements inside the city. The other one is the graffiti legislation. Is you drive around the city of Utica, you see graffiti tags everywhere. From Foster, I think the other one's like YOUK. So what this law does, and actually Councilman Marino presented this back in 2016, and it resurfaced because I'm like, there's just graffiti everywhere, and how does the city go on a private property, which they can't as of now. So what this law does is it either gives the property owner the right to remove it, and then the city will reimburse them, or they could sign a waiver and the city could remove the graffiti off the building themselves. So that's one of the things that is also presented. So that's to try and help with the issues again. And that goes back to the nuisance that the city sees on a daily basis. And you go back to the other one, the other one's trying to get a wrap on, and I say it's not just the homeless issue, it's also a drug issue and the panhandling inside the city. So we're working at different ways to see how we can come up with a way to get a control of that, from littering to aggressive begging in the street. And we talked with the court systems and to try and hamper down to maybe not just writing them a ticket and them throwing the ticket on the ground. You write the ticket, you get them to go to drug court or something along those lines.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe like a work, community service, things like that. So, again, there's still a lot of issues going on inside the city. And I know it seems like we focus on some of the, nonsense things. So it's kind of just getting back to a hold and back on the grind and seeing what we can do to, again, to help the city and point it in the right direction. So
I have some comments here. Wayne, tell Samantha I love her. Okay. All right.
Thanks, Wayne.
There you go. And Lance, funny how they retired right after her plan didn't work. Do you care to respond to that?
No, it doesn't even make any sense. It's nothing to do with the plan. It's not. I don't like the assistant chief or that position, and that has nothing to do with why anybody would retire. They had 20 years of service. There was incentive for them to retire, and to be quite honest with you, it's not just them that left. That job's a draining job, and unfortunately, when you see dead people on a daily basis and heroin addicts, and you're constantly giving Narcan and stuff like that, it kind of wears down on you. So I don't think that had anything to do with them leaving by any means. And again, I stand by my point. But it sounds like Lance from Lee's actually related to one of those guys. So maybe that's more personal.
We really don't
remember something, like that. And it's kind of weird and stocky that you know what people's husbands do.
Okay, all right.
That he would remember that he retired.
Okay. Well, you are a council person, so you're in the limelight.
It's been 6 months.
Yeah. All right. This is another one, easy and alien. The problem with everything, we're talking about the graffiti and the graffiti at the skate park, is it falls back to the punishment. No punishment for underage kids. Not getting appearance tickets, no accountability, no compensation for what they do to fix what they broke or what they damaged. I know Herkimer County is having the same problem right now. There is a group, and they cannot find out. Their state police are searching. They're in a vehicle, and they have a baseball bat. They lean out of the car, and they're just destroying mailboxes and throwing rocks at people's cars as they sleep in the middle of the night. That is going on. I mean, I'm not sure. I think kids... This crap has been going on long before raise the age. However, it probably certainly doesn't help it. I'll tell you that. Whether it's causing it or not, I don't know.
And that's what I said. I mean, it's like, all right, we invested that money. They built a skate park. Like, let's enjoy it. And nobody's blaming the skateboarders or anything like that are doing that. I mean, it's obviously, why would somebody tag a park that they're enjoying? I mean, that's just ridiculous, So obviously somebody's sneaking into the park at night. I mean, again, they've drawn inappropriate figures on the side of, the slides and everything that are going down. I mean, so the city's literally there. The one that said, eat my P word. I mean, this is what they're drawing inside the skate park. So, like, my kids are going there. Like,
yeah, it's bad.
'Cause that's what they do. They go there and they're like, Mom, look, F you, eat my dick. I'm like, oh, my God. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not so much that it's embarrassing, So I mean, again, it's utilizing our resources for our already understaffed parks department. Going there, wasting materials to have to paint it and clean it, and it's obnoxious, and it's frustrating to know that there are people out there that want to destroy the nice things that we have, and it's beyond frustrating at this point.
Got a break. I have news coming right up here. Samantha, as always, we appreciate it. We'll do it again soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely, anytime.
All right, thanks so much,
All right,
Samantha
take care.
Colosimo Testa. I see, Lance, you have another comment. I'll leave that one alone. News coming right up.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
They are great people who want to see a deal done. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump just posted about European leaders who he'll soon have a virtual meeting with 2 days before his summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin in Alaska, trying to stop the war in Ukraine. The president will also talk to Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky, who will not be part of Friday's Trump-Putin sit-down.
But they cannot agree on anything about Ukraine without us.
Ukrainian soldiers echo Zelensky in saying that giving up territory to Russia is not an option. President Trump feels a fair land swap is the most plausible path to ending bloodshed.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff, Russia's defense ministry, said today they've taken over 2 more towns in eastern Ukraine. Another Trump Truth Social post was also related to Russia this morning. He wrote, "There's irrefutable proof that Adam Schiff approved a plan to leak classified information to damage Donald Trump." Well, that came from a Democratic whistleblower, and it's prompted other Republicans to call for Schiff's resignation.
The now California senator was the ranking member and chairman of the House Intelligence Committee during President Trump's first term in office and pushed the investigation into allegations of President Trump colluding with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Schiff's office responding by saying the allegations are not reliable, not credible, and unsubstantiated from a disgruntled former staffer.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. In New York, Immigration and Customs Enforcement's taken 3 suspected MS-13 gang members into custody, saying they're in the U.S. illegally and wanted for attempted murder and assault. Now to Washington, where Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports.
The National Guard has arrived in the nation's capital under President Trump's orders to fight crime and reduce homelessness. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says this ramped-up presence should last for about a month.
Within these 30 days, our entire focus is making sure that this is the most efficient operation possible.
There are also federal agents on the streets after President Trump also federalized D.C. police. City leaders push back on him, saying D.C.'s out of control, citing numbers that violent crime is at a 30-year low in 2024. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, "No, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out." It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF, and see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
A U.S. Army sergeant remains in custody at Fort Stewart in Georgia and is now charged for a shooting rampage at the base a week ago.
28-year-old Sergeant Cornelius Radford is accused of wounding 5 members of his unit with a personal handgun, one of whom was reportedly his romantic partner. He faces 6 counts of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and a domestic violence charge. The charge is issued as Radford made his first appearance Tuesday in a military courtroom at Fort Stewart. The attack happening August 6th. All of the victims survived. Radford remains in pretrial confinement as military proceedings continue. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
In Austin, Texas, Ethan Neinecker is facing capital murder charges, accused in Monday's shooting outside a Target store that left 3 people dead, a man and his 4-year-old granddaughter, and a Target employee. Tropical storm Erin keeps slowly moving our way. Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz says in a few days,
it's going to be our first hurricane of the season. It's going to be our first major hurricane of the season. Now, if we kind of drill in on it, ultimately 115 miles an hour, that's getting up to a major hurricane. The entire cone is running north of the Caribbean islands.
That's the forecast heading into the weekend. Many models have Erin moving north away from the U.S. after that, but it is still too early to know for sure. In Alaska, there's a flooding problem in the capital.
There are evacuation zones as water from rain and snowmelt flows from a basin dammed by the Mendenhall Glacier about 12 miles from Juneau. It's become an annual concern since 2011 and the disappearance of a smaller glacier near there. The water builds up, forces its way under or around the ice-created dam into Mendenhall Lake, then down the Mendenhall River. Temporary barriers are set up with the hope of protecting homes in the flood zone. Nearly 300 homes were damaged last year when the river crested at nearly 16 feet, a foot higher than the record set the year before. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 closed at record highs. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. 2 people are arrested in connection with a burglary at Vernon Verona Sherrill High School. Authorities say 18-year-old Aiden Varela and 18-year-old Aubrey Zabel, who are both former students, and a 16-year-old boy were involved in the crime last month. Employees say they found evidence of damage in the school. All 3 suspects were identified by surveillance cameras. Zabel and the 16-year-old were taken into custody, but an arrest warrant is still out for Varela. 2 men in Utica have pretrial hearings set for September 11th in the shooting and killing of a teenage girl back in November. 18-year-old or 19-year-old Kiamoni Davis was shot and killed, according to Oneida County officials. Quadir Pinkney, 19, and 20-year-old Dion Ameti both appeared before Judge Michael R. Nolan for motion arguments on Tuesday. Both men are charged with second-degree murder, with Pinkney is additionally charged with attempted murder and multiple counts of weapons possession. A third individual has been indicted but not yet brought into custody. State police investigating a fatal car pedestrian accident on Route 8 in Bridgewater Monday night. A car struck and killed a person late Monday. So far, state police have not released the names. There is a bit of good news about the 7-year-old boy who was struck by a vehicle in Syracuse. Police say the child's health has improved slightly, and he's being listed now in critical but stable condition. Day 2 of the Herkimer County Fair is underway. It's Children's Day today. Rides open at noon. Kids Fire Mannix and the Garden Tractor Pull. The Jake Lozo Band plays tonight, 7:30 and 9 p.m. The New York State Fair is a week away, and the American Red Cross is putting out a call for help. The agency is still in need of volunteers to help operate its parking lot. Volunteers will be responsible for directing traffic, showing vehicles where to park, plus selling food and merchandise. For every shift worked, volunteers will get free parking and a ticket to the fair. One of the stars of Broadway's smash hit Hamilton coming to Central New York this fall. It was announced at the end of the week on Friday. Lin-Manuel Miranda will appear at Hamilton College Monday, September 29th as part of the school's Great Names series. This event is taking place at 7 p.m. and being held at the Margaret Bundy Scott Fieldhouse. It's free and open to the public, and registration begins in early September based on a limited number of seats. The FX Met Brewing Company won 3 big awards at the 2025 United States Beer Tasting Championship. The brewery won for Best Blonde Ale, Best Pale Ale, and Trailblazer IPA won Best Non-Alcoholic Beer. And a bit of relief from the heat today. Temperatures will be about 10 degrees cooler in the mid-80s with a chance of showers this afternoon, and temperatures peak into the mid-90s on Tuesday in parts of central New York. In sports, the Mets rolled to a 13-5 win over the Braves in their series opener from Queens. Pete Alonso slugged a pair of homers and is now the franchise's all-time home run leader. New York snapped its 7-game skid and will continue its 3-game set against Atlanta tonight. The Yankees blew out the Twins 9-1 from the Bronx. Aaron Judge, Anthony Volpe, and Giancarlo Stanton each went deep. New York has won back-to-back games and will look to sweep its series tonight against Minnesota. The Liberty opened their 3-game road trip with a 105-97 victory over the Sparks in Los Angeles. The U.S. Open Cup continues tonight. The Red Bulls are visiting the Philadelphia Union in the quarterfinals from Chester. New York is currently tied for 9th in the Eastern Conference with 36 points. And the Little League World Series gets underway today. The Metro Champs taking on the winners from the Southwest region tonight. Fairfield, Connecticut is facing Richmond, Texas. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cold front's on the move. Going to bring in some nice changes after some 90-plus degree days and some record heat this week in spots. A few showers, thunderstorms today, especially this afternoon through this evening. Still close to 90. Heads up, could be some gusty winds with some storms. They'll still linger around tonight, especially early, upper 60s. And a few showers, thunder showers tomorrow. Small chance, 85. Friday, the pick day. The next 3, lots of sunshine, upper 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Partly cloudy skies. Currently 75 degrees. A little warm, pretty warm start to the day. Lucia in New York Mills on the line right now. Lucy, good morning.
Good morning. Bill, can I wish a happy birthday to 2 special people in Rome?
Yes, you can.
It's a little bit kind of private, so
Okay.
I cannot say the names. They're kind of really
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful people, phenomenal. So that's what I say, happy birthday.
All right, so you're not going to say who they are, but you're saying happy birthday to them. I
No,
love it.
you know why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you say it to me
Yes.
and you don't say my name, I like it that way. I love it.
Okay.
In fact, if I'm somewhere and they come with candles and sing, I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I just do it for other people, but not for me.
Fair
So,
enough.
Yeah.
So to
sorry.
the 2 people you know who you are in Rome, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Bill.
All right,
thank
cool.
you.
All right, good stuff.
Great show.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
All right, have a
Bye.
great day. That is Lucia. You in Rome, you know who you are. You know it's your birthday, and you know who you are.
And you know who Lucia is.
And you know who Lucia is. Wayne says, you're not going to believe it, but it is raining in South Utica. We just had rain in South Utica. And there's still sunshine out there.
Well, they did
Somehow
say there was
got
going to be some passing showers earlier today.
Maybe a
though.
little more
So-
this afternoon than
Yep,
now, but
yep.
Wayne says it looked weird, but we got the much-needed rain. A little bit of it anyway. Samantha, Colosimo Testa, just clarify, my husband was already retired, Lance and Lee, when the assistant chief's position elimination was presented, so nothing had to do with one another. They did not have to do with one or the other, if that makes sense. Bill Morehouse this morning. We finally won a stinking game. We're talking about the New York Mets. Finally won yesterday, and the Yankees won as well. And in Rome, was listening to the show as I walked Vino. Vino is the dog named after wine. One night as I watched Jeopardy, I answered almost all the questions. I couldn't believe it until the announcer said, we'll be right back with High School Jeopardy. That is funny. We'll be right back with the High School Challenge. Well, listen, I got to tell you, even those questions are a little tough, so I give you credit, Dan, for being able to pull those off. Quick break. Can I do that, or do you want me to take something quickly? We have William on the line. Hello, Mr. Halloween.
Hey, I got the answer to that trivia question.
You do.
It was me.
It was you.
Yes.
It's funny, we were talking about you because there's a horror fest this weekend, Sci-Fi and Horror Fest going on at Vernon Downs.
Vernon, yeah.
I said they should have your movie featured, and maybe that could happen next year.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it. Probably too late. They probably had to know months ago. But yeah.
But you
cool.
you really do have a cult following with this movie, Mr. Halloween. And
yeah, I was looking up online, and some of them are selling for $40.
Yeah.
And
pretty awesome.
They've gone up. Yeah.
Well, we want to, listen, Halloween is just around the corner. Before you know it,
right?
Are you doing a haunted house this year?
Yes, I am.
As always,
I do a haunted house every Halloween for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dollar Store's got Halloween decorations up already, so it's
already.
getting that time.
yeah.
Listen, in July they had Halloween and Thanksgiving stuff
Right next to the school supplies.
at the home, that big home place. They already had them up. So, all right, Bill, thank you for the call.
I just had to call in. You mentioned me. I said I got to call Bill, and they
Good
think
stuff.
they're talking about me anyway.
Thank you so much, Mr. Halloween. People should remember that next time we ask that question.
Yes.
So
the movie,
right.
Get the movie.
Get the movie. Look at it. It's
you can watch it for free on a lot of places too now.
As well. Yeah.
Plex and a whole bunch of places. Yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
All right. Take
Bill
it easy.
Loomis. Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
Julie this morning. Yes, rain in Utica and a rainbow. There you go.
Nice.
Capped off with a little rainbow. 8:14 at WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations. Just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York.
And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA.
Plus, 0% interest for 18 months.
Most homeowners qualify for the savings.
And income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify.
Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows.
Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Jim Boeheim is going to be in our next Real Men Get Tested commercial.
Wow, you know he's a cancer survivor.
He's all in.
I'm not appearing in your commercial for Real Men Get Tested.
It sounds like you two are bonding.
Yeah, especially after I gave him coaching advice.
We're not bonding. You know nothing about basketball.
I think there's a job offer coming.
I'll bet you sit next to McNamara.
Don't be stupid. Real men get tested for cancer. I'm living proof that early detection can save your life.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQBar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
Hey, if you're in need of concrete work or masonry work, driveways and sidewalks, chimney repair, foundation repairs, whatever it is, if it's masonry and concrete, Brank has you covered. They'll get the job done right and right on time. Call them today at 315-894-3481 for Brank Construction. They have their own mixer, their own cement truck, so you're not waiting on delivery. And if Mazda would like you to know, Steep Pawnee Mazda, the More to Move You sales event is underway at Steep Pawnee Mazda. Save on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, CX-5s with 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-50s, CX-70s, and 90s. See Rick, Wyatt, or anybody at the dealership for details. Mazda finishing 2024 up 16.8% in sales year over year. So, as Rick always says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda at Steep Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Hey, I want to remind you also the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers' 5th annual golf outing 4-man scramble happens on Saturday, September 27th at the Shamrock Golf Course, Airport Road in Oriskany. On Thursdays, tomorrow, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, we'll do the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. Pretty cool. And if you want to be a sponsor, you can reach out. This is a great organization that just helps people keep their neighborhoods safe. You can anonymously report something if you see it. If you see it, say it at Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. On the web, there's an app. You can go to MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. All of that. If you'd like to sponsor the golf course or the golf outing, call Anna at 315-269-3924 for Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. Okay, all of that out of the way. Nice and tight, if you could, on that microphone. You literally have to almost touch it.
Yep, almost.
Almost. Let me give you a test, Jennifer. Let's see how you're doing over there.
Hello.
I could totally hear you.
Okay, great.
And also in studio is Scott Gwilt from Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield. Good morning. Tony. Okay.
Scott's here. He's just not at the mic.
Got it. Hello, Tony. Good morning.
Good morning.
You literally... Davey, can you come in and help with these mics, please? Thank you, man. These are...
sensitive.
Yeah. This will be the last time we talk about this on the air.
There
I promise.
You almost have to be kissing it.
You almost have to be on it. Yeah. Good morning, Tony. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's talk about what is happening in our program. It's a third annual Kicks for Kids, which is a sneaker drive. Who wants to start? You want to start, Jennifer?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm in the hot seat, I guess.
You are.
So I'm from the Neighborhood Center, which is an organization in Utica that has been in the community since 1905. We just celebrated 120 years. Kind of a big deal.
That is a big deal.
It is. And yearly, we are blessed to be chosen by Excellus in Town Square to receive sneakers for children that access our programs, whether it's care management, childcare, our outreach and prevention program. This year, we have over 200 children registered. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to clear the list of shoes we need to get.
So here at Town Square, we have Big Frog 104, Light 98.7, The Eagle, IBX, OUR, and Excellus, all working to help collect sneakers for kids. It is a big deal for kids. Tony, I don't know if it's a status thing, but you go to school, one kid's got something nice, the other kid doesn't. That is what we're trying to avoid, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you think about it, I can remember the feeling of having a new pair of shoes the first day of school, and I felt great about myself.
Yeah.
I was ready to hit the new year. A lot of folks in our community are not in the position to afford that for their children, so it's great work that we're doing with Town Square and really yeoman's work by the Neighborhood Center to collect up all the needy families. I feel great about it. We've only been here since 1938, so we're not as we're not as tenured as the Neighborhood Center, but we like to think that we're important to the community too, and want to help out.
And how many do you think we need? How many kids are
honestly, I get calls every day. That's I have both the best and worst jobs sometimes because I'm the person that does a lot of the intake, whether it's coming from one of our care managers or from a family outside of our agency. I think it's important to remember that we're not going to gatekeep shoes. So it started with our clients, but if there's someone in need in the community, we're absolutely going to take them on. We are not in the business of cutting people off from resources. So
and we're all involved in getting people to make the donation. Sneakers can cost a lot of money today, and it becomes very, very difficult to get them for kids. And I don't know what it is, but it does mean something to other kids, right?
It does, but it also means something. Like he just commented. I mean, these are those little things that mean a lot.
Yeah.
It's not only having the coolest pair of shoes, but it's just having a pair of shoes to protect your feet. And then when we're in upstate New York, not having a good pair of shoes to wear in February really impacts your attitude about the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I would actually suggest, if to take it one step further and buy a pair of socks to go with that pair of shoes.
Last year we were able to get socks through the Compassion Coalition, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
And that was something that really, I was telling the staff here, there's 3 things people don't donate. Shoes, socks, underwear.
Underwear, yeah.
And it's the things the basics that people would just
I know,
be
like,
so excited for.
It's been said repeatedly in the news that one of the biggest things that's asked for at homeless facilities are socks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just the little pieces that make the work, that make the day work, you know?
Yep. All right, Tony, anything else you want people to know? But
no, the only thing I would say is it's really easy to do. It's a link that's, an Amazon experience. So even I found it easy to do. I'm I'm a little bit technically challenged given my generation. We feel great about it. We've got to go over 200. I think 208 is our goal this year.
Okay.
Let's go do it.
And the beauty, you don't have to go buy the sneakers, make the trip to deliver. The easiest way to do this is to do it right online.
Yep.
Purchase them and they go to the right place.
Click the button.
Click the button. Pretty
That's
easy.
it.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, I just, I want everybody to remember that each of those shoes that are on that list is paired with a child. Like that's not, it's not something we just went and said, we need 12 of this size or anything like that.
Right.
That it is actually represents a child that you'd be helping. And as someone who has seen children come in with no shoes, with shoes that have worn completely through the soles, I was just relaying that a family called me that they have 5 boys, and the 5 boys, ages 17 to 9, share 1 pair of shoes. And they rotate based on who has gym that day.
Wow.
So
that's terrible.
It is. But it's unfortunately the reality. And I think a lot of us, unless you've lived that journey or worked in
with that,
it's not something that would occur.
Yeah.
So
or that you wouldn't even think about.
You wouldn't think about that.
It's like, my heart lies with the animals, so the humane societies and stuff. Those aren't just needs at certain times of the year. Those are needs.
Yeah.
Period. I drive by a house going into a risk in the office every day that burned down last week. I mean, I drove by it yesterday for the first time, and it's just the gutted shell of what used to be someone's home.
Yeah.
So now you have a family that's in dire straits, that lost everything.
And let's not forget too with these kids, if they're 9 and their shoe size is 7, when they're 9.5, their shoe size will be 7.5. So they're growing kids, so it's important to really get them into shoes. All right, guys, thank you to Blue Cross, Tony, and Jennifer. Thank you for what you guys do on the ground. Not easy.
It isn't, but you know what? It's also the most rewarding.
Yeah,
so the
I bet
payoff
it
is always there at the end.
Awesome. Okay, great stuff. Quick break. Come back with Ed Welch and the annual car show that is happening on August 17th. And still to come, Ryan Nobles from NBC is on. We'll spend a good 20 minutes. We will start with Ryan, not with politics, but the fact that Pete Alonso has become the home run king for the New York Mets. And after 7 losses, those pieces of garbage finally won a game yesterday. So we'll talk about that first. Coming up at WIBX.
Mattress Express's summer sale is on. Get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a full, and a full for the price of a twin, starting at just $4.99. Beautiful select therapeutic mattresses. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa, owner of Fit Body Boot Camp in Clinton and Whitesboro. I couldn't be prouder of our amazing members. Take a listen.
My name is Savannah Malerba, and I'm from Westmoreland, New York. Results-wise, from my last set of measurements, I've lost about 15 pounds. I've lost about 17 inches between legs, waist, chest, all of the parts. I've also gained a lot of energy in my daily life. I'm a school teacher. I teach K-6 math intervention full-time, and I go from the beginning of my day at 5:15 in the morning all the way to 3 o'clock at the last bell, and still have enough to keep going and jumping around my classroom like crazy all the time. So this has helped increase my mental endurance in every single way. I feel like I handle a lot of challenges in the gym and outside of the gym, and I feel like I have the people around me and also the mental capacity to support all of those things at the same time. And that has developed a lot more because of Clinton Fit Body.
If you're waiting for a sign, this is it. The time is now to live your best life at Fit Body Boot Camp.
Jim Boeheim is going to be in our next Real Men Get Tested commercial.
Wow. You know he's a cancer survivor.
He's all in.
I'm not appearing in your commercial for Real Men Get Tested.
It sounds like you two are bonding.
Yeah, especially after I gave him coaching advice.
We're not bonding. You know nothing about basketball.
I think there's a job offer coming.
I'll bet you sit next to McNamara.
Don't be stupid. Real men get tested for cancer. I'm living proof that early detection can save your life.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right, a man who is no stranger to the microphone, although these are all new microphones, different from what you used before.
Yeah, this is like modern and nice.
It is all, I mean, even this is, the whole console, everything is all digitized.
Yeah, I was looking for the cart machine.
Yeah, those days. I remember, when I first started working in Little Falls, we had 2 cart machines, and you're running a stop set, a commercial break. So each commercial is on a different tape. So you're pounding them in, and what you wanted to do is have what they used to call a 3-stack, and you could at least load 3, and if you had 2 of them, you could load 6 commercials at the same time. You were in good shape. So we literally had the Mets on the air. We would run bus. We got 90 some odd free Mets tickets to go to Mets games. We ran 2 bus trips a year, and I know this sounds terrible, but raised money to buy new cart machines to be able to play the commercials. Changed our world. And then I left.
Just when you had it working right.
Just when we had it working right, then it was gone. You have a big annual car show that's coming up this Sunday. It's a big deal. It's big for CABV.
It is.
Let's talk about that.
I appreciate being able to come up here today, and the place looks great, Bill.
Thank you.
So when I walk in here, of course, I miss being here.
It's off your right. There you go.
You never get off of. It never comes out of your blood, so to speak.
I know.
On the radio.
It does not. So
and
for those who don't know, and I'm sure you do, but Auto Talk was how many years on
32.
32 years.
Davey,
Saturday mornings.
2 years from now, Davey will become the oldest living employee or former employee of WIBX. So he'll surpass me in about 2 years, which will be good.
It's he's just did his 30th anniversary.
He
last
did.
Friday.
I'm proud of Davey, and
he's doing a great job.
I remember when he started here, so it's been a while.
It has been a while. Okay, the car show. This is a big one.
It is, and we appreciate everybody showing up. It's the only car show in the city of Utica that's held on the street. So we take Elizabeth Street down by Cavey, Kent Street, and of course right behind Chancellor Park, which is all brand new. The city did a beautiful job with Chancellor Park, and we had 150 cars there last year. Wow! And we're looking to add to that this year. But we also have a car show within the car show. We have an invitational. It might be the only place where you get to see some Ferraris and some very rare, expensive cars, as well as the cars everybody else has.
It is cool. After a car show, I don't know where we were going. We were driving on the thruway heading east. And I'm like, God, look at all these cars. And it was like everywhere you turned, there was another classic car on the road. And there was some really cool cars. And it was after the Syracuse Nationals.
I was going to say the Syracuse Nationals because you just see them down the thruway.
Yeah.
You can almost sit by a thruway bridge and have a car show drive by.
It really is. It's incredible.
This is over 5,000 cars on the property when they do that.
We have some people here in the area who have unbelievable collections.
We do, and some of those cars will be at the Invitational.
Nice.
But Bill, one of the other things I want to mention that makes our show very unique, besides being able to help CAVI, is that we award cash prizes for the class winners, $100 per class.
Wow.
And on the other side of the coin, we say, okay, what are we going to do for people that come and visit? Mm-hmm. So you can get kind of like a Happy Meal. You can get a Hoffman hot dog, a soda, or a bottle of water, and a bag of chips for $2.
That's unheard of.
So the goal for us is to create an environment that is really good for the people who come see us and the people who are kind enough to bring their cars. We have restrooms. Chancellor Park is clean. I mean, it's a beautiful park. They've done a great job, but we have a permit for the park, so the park is part of the show. The cash prize, we're going to have live music. It basically runs from 12 to 3. Registration really starts at about 11 a.m., but, guys get there early, which is fine.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some supercars. Village Motors is the presenter of the car show, and Johnson's Auto Body is actually the presenter of the Invitational.
Okay.
Don's Ford is one of our great sponsors, And we're very grateful for all of the support we get. And of course, you go back to the old Vehicles for Vision, which of course we still have that program.
You donate the vehicle and it goes
exactly.
to Cabbies.
And with that program is that program is over 30 years old now. And so the foundation that runs that program runs the car show. So we found a way to continue having some car business, so to speak.
Nice. Do you have a favorite car, a favorite classic car?
Well, I guess
everybody kind of does have a car. Right? There's that one car.
Well, my favorite car would be a Shelby Mustang, which I have a fondness for.
Yeah.
I mainly probably because I drive one, but it's my favorite car. Carroll Shelby used to say my favorite car is the next one I build.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably a better way to look at it. But also Shelby Cobra, his original car that he built, is probably my all-time favorite. But
there's so many different
there is, and
beautiful
when
vehicles.
You talk to guys with collections and you go to visit them, it's like Christmas time every time I go to see some people's cars.
Yeah.
But the good news is that the folks get to see these. To your point, we have people here that have unbelievable car collections in Central New York.
It's
and I'm many of them are kind enough to bring those to our show because you don't get to see these cars. Most of them do not come out except when they're occasionally driven.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do.
Don't even see the rain. So
no. I used to have a car like that, and it never saw rain in its life. And I thought, how stupid is this?
Yeah, because you kind of use water to wash it.
Well, no, never had water.
Wow.
I actually the car got wiped down after use. It never had water on it its entire life.
That is wild.
So
if
there's a cloud on the radar screen within 100 miles, it
wasn't going out. And then the big problem we have up here is the salt. That is a huge.
It is. It eats them.
Yeah.
And that's why the car wash business is important. And you've got to use some sort of rust proofing.
Yeah.
A good example is we have some good companies around here. I've done work with them, and if the cars cost so much money, Bill, that we really need to think about the longevity of a car. I tell people you got to keep them 10 years.
Yeah.
To even think about getting out of it. But I want to also point out that we have a special visitor at our car show.
Okay.
And her name is Iris, and Iris is a guide dog puppy that we're sponsoring, and we want people to come out and meet Iris. She's going to grow up, and we're going to follow her on social media as she grows up. Right now, she's with a family that's raising her, and when
so they're raising and training.
Well, it's two different things, Bill. What they do is they take puppies and put them in homes, a foster home.
Okay.
And they raise that puppy, socialize it, make sure that it's with people, which is one of the reasons we want her at the car show. And then what happens is when she gets to be about 18 months old, give or take, the guide dog folks put her to school.
Okay.
And Freedom Guide Dogs right here in Central New York.
Yep.
And that dog will end up hopefully becoming a guide dog and helping someone who's blind through its life.
Great program. You guys do a great job at CAVI, and this is a great show to go to this Sunday.
Well, we appreciate everybody showing up. I'm looking forward to seeing lots of good folks, and come have a hot dog and a soda and
great
see some
deals.
Nice cars.
Can I ask you an unrelated question, but somewhat related?
Sure.
Did you see we've been moving for the last 10 years, moving towards the electric vehicle, and now all of a sudden it's become kind of a political football. And the market has just collapsed. Did you see that coming?
Oh, I did. And the day I saw that coming, and I spoke about it here, is I remember in 2018 talking about the battery technology not being where it needs to be yet.
Yeah.
And when they come with solid state batteries, which will reduce the charging time almost to like gas station levels, when that happens, this will become an adoption. They're forcing. I believe the government forced it onto the market.
Yeah.
And the car makers
it's still doing that.
And the car makers took the wrong, especially Ford, who I love. That Lightning truck that they built, I drove one. It is the most amazing piece of technology.
Yeah.
But you know what? You've got an F-250 size truck that can go from 0 to 100. But the problem is it couldn't tow a trailer to Old Forge and back.
Think about that.
And that's the problem. and it's $90,000.
So that means it's drawing more off the battery, depending on what you're pulling.
It was totally
more.
electric. It's it's just too much.
And then
load.
there's the winter months here.
Well,
your battery doesn't perform the same way.
So what Ford's doing now, and I'll just speak because I've been reading up on them. They're going to build a small vehicle. They need to have a Henry Ford type mentality.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to have like the Model E, like the Model T. Make the thing $25,000. It doesn't need to have a 500-mile range.
Mm-hmm.
If you lease a car, you're living on 30 miles a day, 40 miles a day.
Yeah.
So every one of those cars can charge up and run 200 miles. So put a smaller battery in it. Change the chemistry of the battery so you don't have that lithium battery that wants to light on fire.
Right.
And there's ways of dealing with this, and they just took the wrong approach. And I think they're going to.
It's going to change.
Go the other way.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to go the other way.
Yeah, it's coming. There's no doubt about it.
It is, and it's a good technology. And, of course, we suffer here because of what's going on with Wolfspeed and Dan Foss.
It's hit us hard.
And it's hit us very hard.
I have the CX-90 Mazda. Love that vehicle. And I have the 2025. 2024 was the brand new debut. I found they really perfected it in 2025. But the beauty of that is I will use almost no gas all week long because I'm just driving back and forth to work.
Exactly.
Now, if I go over 25 miles, you're going to use gas.
Your model's a hybrid, right?
It's a hybrid, so it's not electric. It's both. But I love it, and it's very inexpensive to just plug into a regular outlet.
Yeah, and of course, if it was totally dead, it takes a little time.
Yeah,
and that's
it does take time.
And the point is though, if you're living 30, 40 miles a day driving, electric car is perfect for you.
Yeah.
But you got to look at the amortization schedule and say, okay, I can't pay $60,000 or $70,000 for one of these. When you can get one for $30,000 and it can go 200 miles and takes care of your daily business,
and you can charge in. If you have to, you could live with 15 minutes. You cannot live with 2 hours.
No, you can't. And the other thing is the motors on them will never break.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some really good things going on here. But watch for Ford. They're going to make a small pickup truck in 27.
All right.
That's going to have a different kind of battery, and it's going to cost under $30,000.
There was a story in the Wall Street Journal about how vehicles have changed, and that the biggest thing that where young people are now deciding maybe I don't want a vehicle. There's no reason to invest in a vehicle because number one, it costs so much, and then to repair it. My wife has a vehicle where we had to have the headlight changed. They had to remove the bumper to replace the headlight. That's a problem.
It is a problem, and on the low end, the $130 an hour. I always thought, I told my wife, I said, when I retire, I still have all my tools, but I said maybe I should go back and fix cars. I think probably make more money.
Have you looked under the hood? Holy cow!
Yeah, I still follow it pretty closely.
It's hard, at least for me. When I look at it, I don't know what I'm looking at.
It's all electronics, as I tell young people to go to school, you learn Ohm's law, not regular law. Learn Ohm's law.
Ohm's law. Car show Sunday.
Yes, we look forward to seeing lots of folks there. We would appreciate you coming to visit us. Come meet Iris. Come meet our CAV staff and see at least probably 150 really beautiful cars, and of course our invitational where we've got some very fast and very expensive supercars.
Nice, and maybe we'll see you back here at some point, joining our volunteer staff.
Absolutely, Bill. I'm always up. I'm a volunteer type guy, so we could do that.
All right, good deal. Ed Welch, thank you as always.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, and good to see you, Beth.
Good to see you too.
We have Ryan Nobles coming right up. Stand by. Stefan, stand by because we're going to start talking about the Mets. Hold tight. Coming right back at WIBX.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TIRE for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TIRE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TIRE.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. And all month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is having a summer sale event on select floor pieces. Stop in and check out their hot summer buys all month long through Labor Day weekend. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or their private label flippable mattress line. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally free of charge, or you can pick it up from their showroom. So stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today for their summer sales event and save big on select floor pieces and take what you love home today. And save even more in their clearance room with many new markdowns and price to sell items. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up, I'm told Davey says we have some breaking news we're going to get to with Ryan Nobles coming right up. The Good Feet Store. If you're having problems with neck, back, shoulder, hip pain, you get up and you're feeling like you're all the pain, like what is going on? Well, it could be the way you're walking. The Good Feet Store. Free, no obligation, personalized fitting just by walking in, no appointment needed. Everything's made in the USA, and these are inserts that go into your shoes. Steve Spurbeck was in on Friday and said it was a life changer for him. He was going through a ton of pain, and he says the Good Feet Store, and then I'm quoting him, changed his life. That's pretty wild. It's located on Commercial Drive in New Hartford, and you can call them at 315-999-3910, or you can walk right in to the Good Feet Store on Commercial Drive in New Hartford. All right, Ryan Noble's on the line right now. Ryan, good morning.
Are you ready for this breaking news?
I am ready. I am ready.
Diana Rossini of The Athletic reporting that James Cook has signed a 4-year, $48 million contract extension, and he will no longer be holding in, and he's going to be with the Bills for a while, so we don't have to worry about that anymore.
That is enormous, especially after this weekend with the preseason. He was just walking the sidelines.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's the details still need to come out, but he's somewhere in the range of $12 million a year. A lot of the money, though, is guaranteed.
Okay.
But there's a lot of incentives as well. So, he wanted 15. The team probably wanted like around 8 or 9, so they met in the middle at 12.
All right. Well,
everybody's
that's
happy.
Huge.
So,
this was a major distraction for the Bills.
And I guess I didn't know this because I'm not a salary cap expert by any stretch, but I listen to the sports talk guys in Buffalo who are very versed in this.
Yep.
And apparently he actually, by signing this extension, that allows them more cap room, not less. Because my whole thing was like, well, how do you sign him for $11 million a year and have room under the cap? But the way they can structure the deal, it actually gives them a little bit more flexibility because they can do it. They can extend the cap hit over a longer period of time.
Okay,
So,
all right. That's big.
Anyway,
that's big news
for the Bills.
Okay,
Yeah.
And then I have one more piece of breaking news here. It's not really breaking news, but Stefan Rubitsky is on with Ryan Nobles right now. Stefan, say hello. Good morning.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Ryan Nobles. I remember you. Hello, Davey and Beth.
All right, there we go. Everybody's covered.
Good morning, Stefan.
And you just want to...
I remember Stefan, too. He's unforgettable, that's for sure.
Unforgettable. They wrote the song about him, I'm pretty sure. Nat King Cole, many years ago, before he was born. Okay, Stefan, your news is...
Well, home run for his career, number 253, and exclamation point 254, breaking Darryl Strawberry's record at career 252 as a Met.
Yeah, Pete Alonso. Yeah, that was big.
Polar Bear.
That was big. Ryan, I don't know if you saw, you hit 2 last night.
I was watching. It was very exciting, especially because they've been playing so poorly. So,
God, it's been awful.
I think that we do need to take a step back and realize how remarkable Alonso's career has begun. He's only 6 seasons in to be at 254 home runs. He theoretically, if he stays on even a moderate pace, and he has the potential to play another 10 years.
Yeah.
He could easily be a 500 home run guy, which would put him in the Hall of Fame. And I think on a day-to-day basis, we kind of don't appreciate just what a good hitter he is, what a good teammate he is. I really hope the Mets do right by him and give him the extension he deserves.
I agree. He needs to be a Met.
He's been a net positive. Yeah. He's been a net positive on this team from the very beginning, and I love the fact that he's going to be the guy that holds this record. He's worthy of beating someone like Darryl Strawberry. And, what's interesting is that when you look at Strawberry and David Wright, the two people that he had to get past, they were both really great Mets whose careers were cut short for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
It would be great to see the Mets invest in Alonso long term and have him be somebody who's around for a long time and as a face of the franchise. So
he's like I see him as like a Seaver or a Rusty Stubb. He's a franchise guy.
Piazza?
Yeah. Or even, sadly, David Wright has had the injuries that he's had. But, this is, and he's a good guy. He is a great teammate. He gets everybody up. He can be in a hitting slump. And if, somebody hits a home run, he's on his feet. He's the first one out there to congratulate him. So, he is the guy, and he's had a really, really hot season when everybody else has struggled a bit. He's been there. He's done really well.
He's been one of the most consistent players on the team. He was, out of his mind hot at the beginning of the season, and he cooled off a little bit, but he's still been pretty consistent throughout the entire year. And the other thing that I think is really impressive that we don't give him enough credit for is how much he has improved as a first baseman. There were a lot of questions. There was a lot of questions about his ability in the field when he came up. Everybody knew he was going to hit for power, but he has become a very, very good first baseman to the point where Keith Hernandez, who's the best first baseman that ever played the position for the Mets, routinely is complimentary of the way he plays the position. So he's the total package, and you're right, Bill. He's a high character guy. And it was great to see him set the record last time.
You're right on his defensive abilities. It's really been a huge plus that no one ever saw coming. Nagel this morning says, excuse me, that's Yankees legend Darryl Strawberry to you.
No,
so,
please.
Come on, Nagel. All right.
That's
Stefan.
Like saying Tom Glavine was a Mets All-Star. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Stefan, say goodbye.
Bye, Ryan. Bye, Bill. And bye, Davey and Beth.
All right. Thanks so much,
Stefan.
All right. Where do you want to start? It seems like every day there's more and more. Where would you want to start?
Well, there's two big issues in Washington right now. The first one is the situation where D.C. has become a police state, where the president has taken over the Metropolitan Police Department. He has National Guard on the streets to address a crime problem here that I think most residents of this region would agree that D.C. would like to see their crime situation improve. It's not great, but I don't know if it's to the point where you need troops on the street. It's certainly not the war zone that Donald Trump describes it. And then the other thing is we are on the precipice of what is a historic meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin in Alaska. it could be one of these things where we could be in a Y in the road in terms of the world's future. I hate to put it in such dramatic terms, but there is so much riding on this meeting between Trump and Putin, and the rest of the world is holding its breath that Trump just doesn't capitulate to Putin and hand over a big swath of Ukrainian territory and do it without the Ukrainians' input, which is a huge concern. But those two issues, and I think sometimes those of us that live in Washington get a little too focused on what happens here. But the idea that the president could just take over the police and roll in the National Guard, and then is threatening to do it in other cities across the country based on his vibes, not really a lot of legitimate statistics to back it up, I think is a big concern. So I think those are the two big stories.
Well, there was a Doge employee who was severely injured and trying to prevent a carjacking, and but these are isolated situations, and I'm not sure we're to the point where. Well, I'll just say I don't think we are to the point where it's time to bring in the National Guard, whether it be in California or D.C. at this point.
Well, and I think that this is a very sticky situation for Democrats, right? Because you're 100% right, Bill. There are people getting carjacked and beat up, innocent people getting carjacked and beat up every day in Washington, D.C. That is happening. And so, it happening even once is not a good thing. And so if Democrats can bury their heads in the sand and act like there isn't a violent crime problem that needs to be addressed, but Republicans are not addressing the problem in a way that would actually solve it. For instance, during this last budget negotiation, the Republicans stripped out $1 billion in funding for the District of Columbia. It was $1 billion in district generated taxpayer funds. This wasn't money coming from somebody in Kansas or Illinois. This was money from the District of Columbia. They took that $1 billion out of their budget. So how are they supposed to address the underlying issues that lead to crime in the city if they don't even have the money that their taxpayers are providing to fund their government? It's little things like that solve this problem long term. I don't think there's anybody that lives here that thinks that putting the National Guard on the streets for 30 days is going to solve the problem. The people that commit crimes are smart enough to know you just wait something like this out and just go back to committing the crimes after the National Guard are gone.
Yeah, and it's the problem though for Democrats, as you say. This could be very problematic for Democrats. Is at a time when crime was getting worse. We're dealing in New York with Democrats pushing bail reform and raise the age and all of these reductions in the law that and this happened in blue states around the country. So Democrats have kind of been, and then let's not forget the encampments and the stuff that was happening on college campuses. These are all things that are sitting at the feet of Democrats right now.
And I would argue, Bill, I feel like every conversation we have comes back to gerrymandering and redistricting, right? Mm-hmm. Because why were those kind of radical policies able to be instituted by Democrats in those big blue states? Because these districts have been carved in such a way that there is no need or desire to work with Republicans across the aisle to come up with common sense criminal justice reforms that would actually solve the problem and make things better. And so instead, the way these things work is you have a radical proposal that's designed to get the conversation going, and then the other side of the aisle comes back and says, no, that's a little ridiculous. You're going too far. But you know what? There are aspects of what you said that are smart. Let's find middle ground here. In New York State's become a state where Democrats control every single aspect of what happens here. Yeah. The Republicans in the minority have a very, very meager voice when it comes to these conversations. That's how these radical policies on the right and left get instituted. And it's happening on the other side of the equation in other parts of the country. And it all goes back to gerrymandering.
And you saw it working with Joe Griffo. The Senate was always the Republican upstaters to be able to stop some of the craziness that was being proposed.
That period of time, but Bill, during that period of time, Republicans controlled the Senate.
Right.
You had Republicans at the table in these negotiations. The notorious three men in the room: Sheldon Silver, George Pataki. I mean, for Pete's sakes, New York had a Republican governor for 12 years.
That is gone in New York.
It was a different time. That was a different time.
All right, we'll be watching, Ryan. Have a great week. We'll talk again next week. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Ryan Nobles from NBC. The Falcon Clinic, Washington Mills. Listen, just yesterday, I was with Dr. Zielinski and had what they call, and I know, Beth, you know about this, OMT, osteopathic manipulation treatment. It works. I feel so much better today, and it's just realigning everything from your sinuses to your back and your hips and your shoulders. Call them today. OMT is what we're talking about. I swear by it with Dr. Shemaleski, Zielinski. Acupuncture with Dr. Kosminski. Call 315-507-4751. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. The official coffee of this program. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Speedy drive-through. Try the 32-ounce Double X iced coffee. It is amazing.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
A meeting about the meeting. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump's supposed to be on a call this hour with European leaders getting their input ahead of Friday's Trump-Putin summit, when the president will try to get Russia's leader to stop the war in Ukraine. Fox's Mark Meredith reports from the White House.
They want to ensure that there are future security guarantees for Kyiv, and they want to make sure they have a better idea of what may lay ahead after this first meeting in Alaska. Russia has made significant advances in Ukraine, especially in the country's western regions, but Kyiv and other cities remain under Ukrainian control. Ukraine's leader posted this before heading to Germany. He said, "We all support Trump's determination, and together we must shape positions that will not allow Russia to deceive the world once again."
Now, President Trump is also expected to talk to Volodymyr Zelensky today. He says the U.S. and Russia can't make a deal for Ukraine without Ukraine involved. Speaking of European leaders, British, French, and German diplomats are threatening to reimpose sanctions on Iran as a deadline looms at the end of the month to resume nuclear negotiations and cooperate with UN inspectors. This follows the Israeli and U.S. military strikes that hit and damaged Iran's nuclear facilities and missile launchers back in June to try to prevent Iran from building weapons. National Guard troops are out on the streets of Washington this morning after being deployed along with federal agents in President Trump's crackdown on crime.
FBI Director Kash Patel says his agency teamed up with local cops to make 10 arrests. That included a search warrant for a murder charge, various gun violations, warrants for DUI, and an arrest for violating a restraining order. Democrats still challenge the need for help in D.C. Under the law, the feds can help patrol Washington for a month. After that, Congress must approve an extension.
That's Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol. D.C. leaders say violent crime is actually at a 30-year low from last year. In the president's push for mass deportations, the town of Mason, Tennessee's approved a plan to turn a former prison into an illegal immigration detention facility, though some residents loudly objected at a town meeting that got contentious. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, "No, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out."